Well, hey, kids, dreamers, and jammers, welcome back to another Park Streamers Hangout. And we've got a fantastic show for you guys tonight. We have someone who is very much part of a very special organization that has become kind of part of what the Park Streamers are about now. And we'll be introducing you to her in just a moment. But first, I would like to introduce my co-hosts. We've got Berry Place 28 and the lovely Cordy in California. Cordy, would you let everybody know where they can find you?
Of course, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, and Twitch.
Awesome. And we also have the lovely Berry Place 28.
Probably shouldn't say glittery. Hey, everyone. How's it going?
I was gonna.
No. Well, guys, you can find me at Berry Place 28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook.
Awesome. And I am Theme Park Casual. You can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual. All right. So, like I said, we've got a fantastic guest for you guys tonight. But before that, we want to say hi to some of you guys in the chat. That's what we want to do.
All right. So, we have with us Eric Schwartz. Welcome. Weird Old Man, Mattercam Matt, Most Wanted, Tom F., Chad Pritchard, Mike, Uda Lolly Lane.
Yep.
Uda Lolly Lane.
I love that. That is such a great name.
It is.
Oh, we have Spaceship Ears. What's with the lovely Bob Spaceship Ears?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adventures with Roto Commish.
Carol G. Got Mike Smith, EXP 626, Mystery Guest, Paul Nett. Yep.
Did you get Pirate Girl's Wish?
I did not. Mattercam Matt. Most Wanted.
Aubrey Harris, welcome.
Shannon.
BB6 Dave. Hello. Oh my gosh,
Murder
Weird Old
Beaver.
Man.
Yay, Weird Old Man.
Member for 4 months to the best free host ever.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you, Weird Old Man. That's hilarious. We got
James Sansky, Krista Joe, welcome in. Donald's fan.
We have Jennifer Beausoleil.
Yes.
We have BB6 Dave. Boy, we've got a lot of people with us tonight. That's awesome.
Good
Did we
to
say
see
hello to
everybody.
Murder Beaver? I hope.
Yes, I just said I said Murder Beaver.
Okay.
Where's Mrs. Murder Beaver?
Dash of Disney, welcome in.
Oh, Dash of Disney, how's it going?
Mr. Yes, hello.
I think we might be caught up now.
I think we are. All right. So let's get to it and let's learn a little bit more about our guest. Our guest is Belle Wuich, the 2025 CHOC Walk Ambassador. She's going to be joining us and giving us some insights. We've got questions. We'll try to get to some Q&A from you guys. But first, Cordy, would you let everybody know a little bit about Belle?
Sure. So I'm just going to read it from here. So in September 2024, Belle Wuich rang the bell on the 5th floor of Children's Hospital of Orange County, CHOC, part of Rady Children's Health. It was the milestone and moment that each cancer patient strives for. As the tone rang out, it signified she had completed her cancer treatment. This year, Belle adds a new role to her post-cancer life. She is the 2025 CHOC Walk Ambassador, as Theme Park Casual had mentioned. Belle's first CHOC Walk in the park happened in 2010 when she was just 2 years old. Fast forward to 2023, 4 months after her cancer diagnosis, she formed her Belle's Brigade team for the walk. A cancer diagnosis turns life upside down, says Trish, Belle's mom. It's a domino that starts a chain of events that touches every area of your life and is an emotional roller coaster for the whole family. They took the journey one day at a time. And then I know we have some information here. So it's, with Belle's connection to CHOC runs very deep. From attending her first CHOC Walk right at 2 years old, But she's going to share with us her emotional journey, the amazing CHOC staff that have become like family, and her excitement for this year's walk. So let's get to it.
So with that, everybody, please welcome Belle Wuich.
Oops. Bring up here. There we go.
Just come. There she is.
Hi.
There she is.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Like I mentioned, the CHOC Walk has become kind of part of who the Park Streamers are nowadays. It's really become a very special event that we all look forward to. So thank you so much for joining us and helping us to raise awareness about CHOC and how people can get involved and help the families that are there.
Yeah.
So what was it like when you first heard that you were selected as the 2025 CHOC Walk Ambassador?
So that's a very good question. I had to keep it a secret for a while. I found out in December, this past December, and CHOC Walk is just my favorite day of the year. Everyone who knows me, my friends, family, social media, everyone just knows that CHOC Walk's like my favorite day. And it just brings me so much joy. So finding out I was the ambassador, they took me on a special day at Disneyland with a tour guide. I got to go to Mickey's house, meet Mickey, and then the whole CHOC foundation was there and surprised me with a sign that said, "Would you be our 2025 CHOC Walk Ambassador?" I sobbed. I was just crying. I was like, absolutely, this is such an honor. And my family was crying. It's such an honor. Disney and CHOC are my two favorite places. I'm always at both. And so just an event that means so much to me, of my two favorite things together, and to be able to have that honor to lead it and fundraise for it and be the face of it just means everything to me. And I keep saying, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life when CHOC Walk's over. This year's been so exciting because of it. So I just cannot wait. And it's coming up so soon, and it's going to be the best day.
Awesome. I'll turn it over to Cordy if you would like to.
Oh, sure.
Take it.
So we just want to take it back a little, and if you could share with us what it meant to you to ring the bell at CHOC after completing your treatment.
Ringing the bell was a very big moment for me. Very powerful moment. A little bit about my journey. It started in April 2023. We were in Hawaii for spring break, and I started to get some back pain towards the end of the trip. Didn't think too much of it, but I would wake up in the middle of the night with really stabbing, aching pain in my back. We got home from the trip, went to urgent care, and we didn't see anything on my back. They did x-rays. Everything was clear. But the doctor asked, me and my dad were the ones there. The doctor asked us what this lump on my neck was. And we both had never seen the lump, never been aware of it. So we were a little bit concerned, but the doctor said, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Just go to a head and neck specialist. In a few days, you'll be fine. I was born with something called hip dysplasia, and it made my balance of walking very off when I was little. So I'd gotten a surgery to fix that. And that was why I had my very first CHOC Walk was when I was 2, because I was at CHOC for that surgery. So that was my introduction to CHOC Walk. Never thinking we'd be back. But we went to the specialist who helped with my leg when I was little. And I, at that time, basically could not walk. I had lost the ability to walk. I slept on the couch that night, couldn't walk up the stairs. I needed a wheelchair to get into the doctor's office. I tried to walk. The doctor watched me try for about 5 seconds, and immediately he said, you need to go to CHOC. There's something wrong. You just need to go to CHOC. We were in the CHOC ER for a few hours. I got into the last MRI. All of them were booked for the night, but the last one opened up. Got into an MRI, and the doctors came back very rushed, saying either there's 2 masses, one on your back, one on your neck. We didn't know what that meant, but masses mean tumors. They said, we're trying to figure out if we need to do emergency surgery tonight or do pathology, and just ran back. And it was this insane moment of what is happening? How is my life? What is going on right now? I was so confused, and it was a lot of trauma. The operating rooms were actually closed that evening for construction, but the Dr. McGee was his name, the surgeon who saw my scans. He was at home. He saw my scans, drove to CHOC, and he later told my parents and like the staff that if he hadn't done surgery on me that night, I would have been paralyzed. So I'm forever grateful for him and for his work. I got in immediately. It was this very quick thing. Surgery ended about 3 a.m, and I was in ICU for 6 days. All of those days, my parents, I don't remember anything from those days, but my parents were finding out new information from the doctor. It's cancer, it's neuroblastoma, it's spreading, it's stage 4. Just all these traumatic things that our family would never think we would ever hear going on with us. The 7th day, they told me what was going on, that I had high-risk stage 4 neuroblastoma cancer. That cancer is rare in general, but if children ever get it, it is usually for ages 5 and under. So me getting that was a 1 in a million chance. And I don't know if you've ever known someone with cancer or a family or friend, but I only ever knew of like leukemia, the kind of the big known ones. And you always hear about it on TV or from friends, but you never think it will ever be you. So I was just pure shock. I was very numb. I didn't cry. I was just extremely confused. But ever since then, 7th day, I was wheeled down to the cancer floor and had a 1.5 years of cancer treatment, 18 rounds of chemo, 20 rounds of radiation, and then 2 major surgeries. And when I got to ring the bell in September, it was just this moment of I did it, and kind of a moment of me stepping on cancer and being like, you didn't win, I did. So it was a very, very surreal moment. And it was just, I was surrounded by my friends, my family, my second family, the CHOC staff. It was a very incredible moment and probably will be the best moment of my life that I'll have. So it was just very powerful. And I felt like I definitely won the battle. So, yeah.
And as her dad, speaking on behalf of, me and my wife, as Belle just kind of laid out her cancer journey, we went from 0 to 100 kind of overnight, right? Emergency surgery in the middle of the night. I think we spent 3 weeks at CHOC before we went home after the surgery, and Belle started her cancer treatment.
20 days.
Yeah. And so I remember hearing the cancer bell ring that first week that Belle was on the oncology floor. There had a family there ringing the bell who had gone through, I think, about 1 year of treatment. And so at that point, we didn't know what was up and what was down at that point. You're just trying to figure out what in the world is happening and what's going to happen next. And so to see a family ring the bell, you see it on TV, you may hear the stories. It's a very symbolic gesture, but when you're in the fight or just starting the fight and you see another family ring the bell saying, hey, we got through this and we survived, it gave us so much hope. And then, Belle was surrounded. I think there's probably 30 or 40 members of the CHOC staff, and they literally have become like a second family to us. Therapy dogs were there, her oncologists, the nurses. I mean, the girl from the gift shop, you name it, they were on the floor because they all wanted to celebrate what Belle had gotten through. And as we were leaving that floor, another family came to us and said the same exact thing. My daughter just got wheeled in here 2 days ago. Seeing that bell be rung has given me hope that we'll get there one day. So, it's incredibly symbolic for us. It was a symbol of hope to see someone else go through it. It was awesome to see another family encouraged by it. But the biggest thing was, seeing Belle handle this journey was absolutely the most incredible thing I've ever witnessed. And that moment really is kind of the bookend of the journey. When a kid has cancer, it never really stops. There's a starting point, and then you worry about it for the rest of her life. And so you take every day you can, but that was probably one of the biggest joyful days we've ever experienced and will ever experience for sure.
Wow.
I know. I bet. I can't imagine. And by the way, everyone, this is Bricklin, Belle's father. So thank you for joining us as well today. Belle, you mentioned that you had a neuroblastoma. and it's such a tough diagnosis, right? And you
Yeah.
told us you went through 18 rounds of chemo, in immunotherapy. You had 20 radiation sessions, 2 major surgeries. This kind of question is going to go to you, and then I'm going to throw it over to Bricklin, your dad there. But what helped you push through the hardest parts of the treatment?
A big factor of things. I remember when I was told that I had cancer, I just didn't cry. I was very numb, but I was thinking, okay, I don't want to go into this being all depressed and sad, like my life is over, because this is a little dark, but you really don't know how much time you have left. And I didn't know if I was going to die. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I wanted to face the battle with joy, and that changed my whole perspective on everything. We're strong believers, so my faith was a very big thing in this, my faith in God, that he had a plan, and also just the people at CHOC surrounding me. And like he said, the therapy dogs, the nurses changed my whole perspective of the hospital. And when actually there was a time when I thought I was done with treatment, but we did more rounds of chemo, I was in my hospital room crying, saying, I won't see my nurses anymore. And I was so sad. And my family was like, why are you crying? You're done, like back to normal life. And they became a new family to me. And I missed my whole freshman year of high school, which is a very pivotal moment in a teenager's life, experiencing high school for the first time, new dances, new people, like this whole life of new experiences. But my CHOC family became that replacement. And they have a teen program there called AYA, Adolescent Young Adults. They do a prom every year. That was my first experience into a dance. It was a replacement of winter formal and homecoming. All these little moments that I had with my nurses were like a replacement and filled in the hole I had in my heart of missing high school and missing out on life as a teen. And that really helped me get through it. Just that family, going through the battle with joy, and trying to do as much as I can during treatment with the time. And a lot of it actually was going to Disneyland. We're very big Disney fans. I've had a pass ever since I was little. And we had a tradition. You're not technically supposed to go to Disneyland, but Disney is always exceptional. We had a little tradition where the day before I would go in for a chemo round, I was always very sad. I was excited to see nurses and excited to see therapy dogs and everyone, but I was also sad knowing that I would go in that week having a very hard week of feeling sick and horrible. But we'd always that day before go to Disneyland, and it got my mind off everything just to have a churro, ride rides, see Mickey. It really just got my mind in a better place. And I would go in for labs. I would always have to get my blood drawn, and my labs and my everything in my body, like my scans, is that what you would call it, would go up, would skyrocket because I was so happy from Disneyland. And that proves Disney magic, literally. But little things like that and the little moments really got me through it. And I can't picture going through it, looking back on it, without joy and without the community I had and the people. It just changed my whole perspective and made it way better.
Oh, that's amazing. And Bricklin, how did you and your wife Trish find that strength?
You know, Belle did a great job of covering a lot of it, but probably the biggest factor was Belle. I mean, as parents, there's nothing worse than seeing your kid go through something awful, and there's nothing more awful than cancer and cancer treatment. And Belle, she literally made a conscious decision to say, we're going to make the most of it, and we're going to find every ounce of joy and happiness wherever it could be. And because she was that way, it kind of shut down any avenue that me and my wife could mope or fret, in front of Belle. Obviously, we were scared to death. We had horrible days. You have sleepless nights, all of that. But watching her go through it with joy and happy to share her story, and seeing her develop the relationships with the nurses and the CHOC staff, and seeing how she was more than happy to fundraise and bring awareness to cancer, pediatric cancer research and what it's like to be a teen with cancer. We kind of had no choice but to go, okay, joy's what we're going to do. And we're going to learn as a family to find joy in those moments. There's some days it was a 5-minute walk outside of a hospital room because you needed a break. And it was running into the therapy dog and smushing your face in the face of a Labrador. Or, CHOC is remarkable. We could talk for probably weeks about how incredible they are. But we learned to say yes to everything. Hey, someone's here. Do you want to meet someone new? Absolutely. They're doing bingo in the hospital. You want to host bingo? Yes, we do. Like, you just said yes to everything. And because of that, Belle had just remarkable experiences. She met people, complete strangers that showed such incredible kindness and gave her incredible opportunities. And so, and you learn to take one day at a time. That's really how you do get through of it. You can't look too far ahead. You wake up in the morning and say, okay, what are we going to do today? We spent, I think, about 110 nights at CHOC in that year. So, we practically lived at that hospital. And it was like Belle said, when it was time for her to go, she looked forward to being there because she was surrounded by people that absolutely adored her. And she had these incredible relationships. And she had fun, as crazy as it sounds, being at the hospital during chemo. Believe me, there is nothing fun about chemo and the side effects and all that stuff. But man, she made the most of it. So we really followed her lead, and we saw the goodness in people. Family, strangers, the people there who dedicated their lives to helping kids with cancer. You name it. You feel blessed. You never think you're going to need or be in that world, but when you do and you're going through it, man, it's absolutely remarkable. People can be beautiful.
Yeah, it really is amazing what happens. I've had the I was on the board for Jonathan Jake Children's Cancer Center at Long Beach Memorial Hospital for 12 years, and I had some friends that had children going through it, and it's remarkable to see what the families and the children go through. Yeah. And you're right, the children are so resilient, and it's so amazing to see that. Yeah. And so that's why I think it's so great to be a part of something like CHOC, because they do so many amazing things for the children and their families.
Yeah, they do. They really, really do.
Well, speaking of which, can you share a story or moment where the CHOC staff had a tremendous impact on either just you, Belle, or the family as a whole?
Well, that's a really good question. Yeah. Every day, they just totally changed the aspect of my life. It would be the little things. One of the funniest and I think best things that I would always do with my nurses is I really introduced them because I love doing YouTube. I want to be a film director. I love doing YouTube and social media, TikTok, Instagram. And I really got to share my story and show people that it isn't always sunshine and rainbows during cancer, and that I showed them the hard days. And that, I think, really grew my platform and got to show everyone what it's like having cancer, what it's like being a teenager. But a few things that my nurses started to love to do with me was doing TikTok dances. And I remember one day I just asked a couple nurses, of my closest nurses that I loved, hey, do you want to be in a TikTok? And then it kind of spread around, and a lot more of the nurses would be like, new round of chemo. Okay, Belle, when are we doing a TikTok? Or I even had a doctor, one of my second doctors, I had her be in one, and it went pretty viral. It went pretty good on social media. So little things like that, they would do anything and everything to make sure that I put a smile on my face at least once during treatment. And that really helped. It would be the little midnight talks that they would come in and we'd have deep conversations because I was always up super late. It would be little recommendations of, hey, I know an acai bowl place across the street that's really good. And that would turn into a conversation. The major things that they had at the hospital was the therapy dogs. Lois is the dog that I just fell so deeply in love with. I was obsessed with that dog. And then her handler, Chloe, would always come in, and they're like therapists. They come in, ask you simple questions, and it turns into a whole conversation. And I built such a relationship with her. I'm forever grateful. They have something at the hospital called Ryan Seacrest Studios, which is really cool. And you get to host bingo. They do arts and crafts and music, and celebrities will come, influencers will come and be able to connect with children there. And they asked me to host bingo a lot. And it was really fun. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, me and sometimes my brother would come in and host bingo. And it was this little activity for me to do, and a little social media thing. So that was always fun. They would always do just little things all around the hospital to make sure kids are getting the best care they need, but also having a good time at least once a day doing it. And they weren't just in the room alone, sick. They had little outlets. So that's what really helped. And just the nurses would always want me to go to those or talk about it, and really made me more happy.
Well, so I can't understand why they would want someone like you to be hosting bingo. You've just got.
I talk too much. That's why.
I wonder why you were the go-to person for that. Oh man. What about you, Bricklin? When it comes to the staff, we know that they treat the kids, but how is it with? How do they treat the families? Because you guys are going through this together. Yes, Belle is dealing with it personally, but it has the ripple effect to kind of put shockwaves through the family. How did the staff help you guys?
It does. You know, me and my wife would typically go every other night. So we would go check her in, one of us, then we'd both be hanging out, or as a family. So Belle has a little brother, Hudson. So he spent a lot of time in that hospital too, because you don't want to be separated as a family, right? So we would spend every other night. Me and my wife would rotate. Hudson would come in usually a few times a week just to hang out with sister, watch movies, go to the studio. They have a movie room, go down and see movies one night. You know, and so what would happen is everyone developed their own relationship with the staff. So we're big Laker fans. Hudson loves the Lakers. So Lewis, one of the CAs, he loved the Lakers. So every time he saw Hudson, they'd be in the hallway talking Lakers. Belle's oncologist, Dr. Pinnell.
He became my dad's best friend.
We love like the same stand-up comedians, and we love food. So he was always like, okay, when you're in LA and you like Thai food, you want to go here. And I would say, you need to go here if you're, go to Yang Chow in downtown. And so you as well as a family have these relationships with the doctors and the staff, the nurses, you name it, that they're not just taking care of your daughter, they're taking care of the family, and they really see that as their mission. So the Child Life are really making sure to include Hudson in activities and even doing special things for him, because they know if there's a sibling involved, all the attention's going on Belle during this cancer treatment, right? So it's easy for a little kid to feel like, well, this isn't fair, and it's not. So they do a great job at putting focus on the sibling. Even things, some of the programs, they have Chinese medicine that would come to the rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And they would give Belle acupuncture. They would provide it to us as parents, massage sometimes, services like that, just to like give you 5 or 10 minutes of kind of physical or emotional support through any kind of service they could provide. But the biggest thing was they never failed to say, what can we do? And, I think 2 things that really showed that was Belle was diagnosed in April of her 8th grade year. And so for graduation, or 8th grade graduation, from the beginning, we said, look, please move heaven and earth so Belle can walk across her graduation stage. This was after emergency spine surgery. We didn't know for sure if she was going to be able to walk, but we said, we have to get her there. And as a whole staff, they circled the date and said, we will get Belle to that graduation. And we actually, she was spending the 2 nights before graduation getting a stem cell transplant. And they got her out of the hospital at 2:00 in the afternoon. That whole morning, everyone was making sure that Belle was getting the attention and getting the services she needed to get her out that door, because she had graduation at 6:00.
Mm-hmm.
So she was literally getting her blood and platelets taken out that morning for like 12 hours, discharged at 2, ran home, showered, changed, and got to her graduation. And with the help of a walker, walked across that stage. Wow. And that was a result really of that whole staff saying, this is the date. Belle's not going to miss it. The only other date that we told them Belle cannot miss was the CHOC Walk that year. And so
I forgot about that.
that was the two things. Graduation and CHOC Walk. She's got to be out of this hospital. You got to make it happen. And they certainly did. And it's because that was kind of the attitude. Like, we're here for you guys. Talk to us. We'll get it done. And
I'll always remember the graduation. The stem cell transplant is so hard and makes you feel horrible because they're literally taking your cells. But I'll always remember that morning, my parents were like, it's graduation, like, oh my gosh. And I was not feeling it, obviously, because I was so excited, but I wasn't feeling good. I'll always remember the therapy dog Lois came into my room with a little graduation hat cap.
Aww.
Came in and Chloe, her handler, was like, happy graduation, Belle. And I got to grab the tassel on Lois's hat and flip it over. And all of the nurses and the stem cell transplant team, transplant team came in, and every minute they were like, so you got to take this picture and send it to us. And okay, we have like an hour left. You got this. Like, they all were just so like connected and wanted me to get there so bad. And same with the CHOC Walk. Just they make sure that anything that means to you, like, they don't want to let your treatment get in the way. They said, you still have a life, and we want you to live it to the fullest. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a couple things that we could think of. But again, you could extend this for about 40 hours, and we could just talk and talk and talk.
Well, you've kind of told us some of this, but just it's kind of twofold. So how has this experience shaped your outlook on life now that you've, got treatment behind you? And what advice would you give another, teenager who may be just starting, their own cancer journey at CHOC?
Wow, that's you guys have really good questions. I just think my whole perspective on life has really changed. The little things that meant so much to me in the past, little issues or little things, do not mean as much now. And I just look at it as I've been through cancer. I've been through this. Does this really matter? Or this matters more now? And there's just a lot of things that have switched for me. And also like my mental health and stuff, just like learning, okay, like I've been through this, I can get through this. And for another cancer patient, some advice I would give them is you're not alone. I remember thinking for a while when I shaved my head, I was really like not nervous or anything. I was just ready to get it done. And for a while I was okay. It was when I started going back to school or seeing pictures and my hair started growing back a little bit that I felt like the only one in the world with no hair, and just started comparing myself to others. So I wish that more cancer patients like realize they're not alone, and there are so many thousands, sadly, but thousands of people around the world going through cancer. Hope that really for them to surround themselves with the people around them in the hospital and let them come into their life and become their second family. And I know not every hospital is like CHOC, and CHOC is just so incredible, but there are so many hospitals that have that family that they can take in, really surround themselves with that family. And also just try to, even though some of the days are so hard, remind yourself that it's okay not to be okay. And try to put a smile or try to go through with it with joy, but also that it is okay to have those days where you feel like crap and you just want to cry. I remember having those days. You don't always have to be so strong. You don't always have to be like the fighter. You can always totally cry and be sad. And because cancer is, you go through hell, and it's the unimaginable, and you never think you're going to go through it. But when you do, it's okay not to be okay. So just that they realize that, and you're allowed to feel every emotion in the world.
That's awesome.
One thing that we've always told people too, when there are families that we've met after Belle's journey, was it really helps to be open to anything. Mm-hmm. It's very easy, I think, as a family to go inward and want to be shut down.
And we've seen families who do that.
And just kind of be withdrawn because you don't know what to do, which is a very normal and probably healthy response, right? The world feels like it's caving in, and so you kind of curl up. Mm-hmm. And so when you're getting treatment, maybe you're not going to, talk to the child life specialist, or you don't want to meet the dog that's coming in, or you're even afraid to let people know your story. And being open, I think, was one of the things that provided Belle a lot of kind of fuel for her joy, because she did meet so many incredible people and had so many incredible experiences. And she really got encouraged when she saw people get encouraged by her story. She would meet other kids or even adults who, as you can tell when you talk to Belle, right? She's full of life and joy. That's who she is. And so there would be adults who'd just be like, oh my gosh, and the nurses, I want to be in the room with you. You have to be open to let people into the room. And so as hard as that can be when you're facing a situation like this, you just got to be open with everything and not be afraid to share your story, and not be afraid to say, yeah, we need help. If someone's willing to help, absolutely take that, whether that's coming and hanging out for a few hours, or grabbing you a cup of coffee, or a boba for Belle or something like that. You just say yes, because if you don't, it's too overwhelming with something like this kind of a diagnosis for a child to go through, and to try to do it by yourself.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about this CHOC Walk that is so amazing that is coming up here. So my question for you, Belle, is if someone's never done CHOC Walk before, how would you describe it to them, and why should they join in?
I would describe like the 3 factors of it, about the purpose. It's so much fun, and just, it's magical. I do remember my first CHOC Walk was when I was 2, but I obviously didn't really remember it because I was so little. So my first CHOC Walk was in 2023. Then it'd been about a couple months.
April, and then the CHOC Walk was...
So about 4 to 5
summer,
months.
Yeah.
It was in August. And I remember there were so many factors and so many fundraising things for it all around the hospital. And my parents were like, you've done this before when you were 2. We want to do it this year. And Disneyland, my favorite place. So I was getting so excited. Was that the year that they were trying to make me go? Like, where they were like, okay, you're going, even though your treatment was in the way, you're going to CHOC Walk. Was that year?
They moved treatment around.
They moved treatment around for it. I was getting so excited about it. And I will always remember, it's very early in the morning. It's like 5 a.m. is when they open the gates. Stepping on Main Street for the first time, seeing it, and all the lights flashing, the music's blasting, all the signs that people are holding for the kids with their faces or their team name, and all the people there who are there either because their kid is fighting, because their kid has passed away, to remember them, or for a friend that they know, or just to be there because they love CHOC and because they want to support kids. And I'll always remember that magical moment of just seeing all these people come together for a hospital that meant so much to me. And it is a day to not forget about CHOC, but forget about what you're going through, and realizing the why. And I love when people ask, why are you there? Because I get to hear all these different perspectives of people saying of who they know that is going through treatment, or just why they want to do it. And it's just when I was going through it, because I had 2 CHOC Walks when I was still in treatment. And I'll just always remember just forgetting about all the hard things that I was going through in that moment, and being able to focus on CHOC and Disney and just celebrate and dance. And the first CHOC Walk, I was in a wheelchair, and then the second one, I got to walk the whole thing. So there's just very pivotal moments have happened through CHOC Walk, but it's just this unforgettable experience. You get to go into Disneyland before it opens, way before it opens, which you don't really get to do ever in life. You see characters you never see out. You get to go behind the scenes. Last year we got to see the parade floats behind the scenes. And it's awesome. And the purpose of it is to raise money for CHOC, to support programs like Ryan Seacrest Studios, Therapy Dogs. So it's raising money to go back to CHOC to support kids and to make an easier time during their fight. And I remember last year, a bunch of people texting me saying, where are you? What is this amazing experience? I said, that's CHOC Walk. And now they're joining our team this year. So and last year we had about 55 people come on our team. And the year before that, our first official one was during Hurricane Hillary. So it was pouring rain. We only had one family with us, but that made it even more memorable. We got to run through the rain, and now it's slowly building and being bigger and bigger for my team, Belle's Brigade. And to like anyone watching also, if you would like to donate or join my team is Belle's Brigade, and we just want to get as many people raising money and to make CHOC Walk the best experience for everyone. But yeah, that was a long answer, but if I could tell someone that it's mind-blowing to see all these people come together to support a place that means so dearly to them. And it's love. It's love for CHOC. And I always say I would like to give CHOC the love that they've shown me for everything. And yeah, that's my page.
I mean,
yep, this is your page.
If you've never done the CHOC Walk, it is the most incredible, heartwarming, restore your faith in people event you could ever go to. I mean, in a world sometimes it feel like it's gone crazy when you see 10,000 people that have gotten up at 5 a.m. and have worked for months to fundraise money. And it is a party. I mean, the music doesn't stop. The characters out meeting people. Like it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But the incredible thing is seeing the community that comes together because they're there to support the kids and they're there to support this incredibly special place, CHOC. And you see so many staff members that on their day off are walking and fundraising or volunteering. It's an incredible experience that if you do it once, you're never not going to do it because it'll become one of your favorite days of the year, like it is for our family.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming a tradition from us, obviously, because this is our second year doing it as the Park Streamers. And we started off with 14 people last year, and we have 23 on our people on our team this year. And we had a lot of fun. We had so much fun. We couldn't wait to start talking about, well, what are we going to do next year? And we kept literally a couple months before CHOC finally announced when the dates were going to be. We're like, okay, when are the dates? And what do you think it's going to be? And can't wait to do it. And we were all excited too, because we had just as much fun. And, you know, you mentioned that, you know, there's people who have, you know, children that didn't make it. And then obviously we have heroes that did, you know, same with our team. We have people who have had children who were at CHOC. Some of them didn't make it, and we walked for those angels, and some of them did, and we walked for those heroes as well. But it's such an amazing experience. It's so great to be a part of something so wonderful.
You need comfortable shoes and a lot of tissue.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, my wife, before I met her, she was involved with CHOC Walk, her and her goddaughter. And this was way back when it was at South Coast Plaza, so you didn't get to walk through Disneyland way back then. So that's why when I started the channel and everything, and she said you need to do more than just go and hang out at Disneyland. You have to do something. There has to be some sort of impact. And so I told her I was thinking about CHOC Walk, and she said, well, why don't you see if Bob and Cordy will do it with you? And it turned into this amazing team of people that I'm so honored to be part of. Some of the things that we've done to, you know, spur donations is we do live streams, and people will be riding Grizzly River Run. You know, for every $20 you donate, they'll do another ride through it.
Go Donnyland.
Yeah, and it's really been, you know, fun to see. What is something, I mean, you've talked about, we can see your joy, and you talked about it, and you talked about the hard days. What were some of those surprisingly fun or unexpected moments when you were going through everything?
I always say, like, even though I was going through cancer, I felt very blessed because really cool experiences would happen throughout it. I'll always remember some of the really funny ones was the celebrities I've gotten to meet through the hospital. So very early in my treatment, I hadn't even lost my hair yet. I remember I was in a wheelchair and I was just we would have like a weekly appointment, and we were in the middle of my appointment, and my dad came in and was like, parking was crazy. And we didn't know why. And my oncologist was like, well, I might have heard a rumor that Ryan Seacrest is here. And at the time, I had no idea who he was. My parents did, but I didn't. So I was like, who is that? And then they were like, oh, they have some young influencer girl named Addison Rae with him. And I knew who that was. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the famous TikToker. And my parents were like, okay, we'll go try and beat him and her. So we went to CHOC, and yeah, I'll always remember, like, I had no idea who he was. I was like, who's this old guy? Like, I've never seen him before. They were like, he used to host this and was in this. And I was like, yeah, I've seen him on TV, but I don't think he's that big. So I always remember meeting him and then the influencer girl, and they were both so kind. And I was texting pictures to all my friends, and again, all my friends were like, oh, the girl who's the old guy, like my parents were freaking out. And it was so cool. I've gotten to meet him twice. I met him the second time, so he's just awesome and has come to the hospital in Ryan Seacrest Studios. Another major, like, mind-blowing funny moment that happened was around Thanksgiving time. CHOC sometimes gets cool opportunities to, like, see movies or shows that before they come out, they get little previews to them. Mm-hmm. So it was right before Thanksgiving, the day before, I was supposed to go home. And CHOC asked if we could go home a little bit later because there was a surprise. So we were like, okay, I was not feeling the best, not feeling very good, just wanted to get home. But we got to watch a new Christmas movie coming out with Jennifer Garner in it. And I love her from, like, 13 going on 30 and just a bunch of little things. And we were watching the movie finished, and I was just ready to go home. I was not feeling good. But 10 minutes later, she walked into my hospital room. And I was shocked. My whole family was shocked. She was the kindest, sweetest, most intentional girl. And she's so beautiful. She's like 50 something, right? And she was stunning. My brother was so, like, starstruck. She asked my brother, she goes, what's your name and how old are you? And he looked at my dad and goes, how old am I? He was, like, surprised. But I've heard, comes to the hospital a lot and remembers her kids, which is amazing. A lot of kids go up to CHLA. A lot of celebrities go up to CHLA because it's bigger and it's the LA hospital. So she said she always loves coming to CHOC because CHOC is still here, and she's like, I want to give them some love. And it was really cool. The nurses were saying she was walking through the hospital because she goes, like, what, once a year? Yeah. She goes once a year. She was walking through the halls and saying, so how's Tommy? How's Jimmy? How's, like, Sarah? And saying all these kids' names, totally remembering them, which just is awesome that she has a heart for CHOC. And she checked out my YouTube channel. She was talking to me. It was just the most intentional, like, funny, incredible moment at the hospital. So it's little things like that. And there's been, I bet, so many. I can't think of them all off the top of my mind. Just little things that really made it more funny and happy and put a smile on my face. So yeah.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
So,
go ahead.
I was going to, okay. Well, like, looking ahead. So what are your hopes for the future? Like, both personally and ongoing support for CHOC?
Like my dad had said earlier, cancer never really leaves you. When we rang the bell, you did not ring the bell. When I rang the bell, I remember being like, okay, like, I'm done. I get to go back to school and all this stuff. And then you realize, okay, yeah, I'm not in treatment anymore. I do go back to school, but I still have appointments monthly. I still have physical therapy to gain everything back from walking and strength. I still have this and that. And it never leaves you. And obviously that's frustrating, saying that cancer never leaves you. But also that keeps that connection with CHOC that I'm so grateful for. And there were many moments, and I still say this during the year, where I'm like, I wish I could just talk to my nurses right now about this, because they would only understand. And every time I do have an appointment or physical therapy, I actually enjoy it. That might sound crazy, but I enjoy it, and I'm excited for it because I get to see my family again and see everyone. So I just really hope going on that I still have that strong connection. I want to do CHOC Walk till the day I die. I want to get everyone in on it. And I really want to just continue to spread awareness for CHOC. I've just been so blessed. This year has been amazing. As the CHOC Walk Ambassador, I've gotten to do amazing things and share amazing things about CHOC. So even though my ambassadorship sadly is ending, I like to continue and spread all the news about CHOC and about cancer patients, and just fundraise and get the awareness out there. Yeah, and I just love to continue my love for CHOC, and hope to really show people what it's like being a cancer patient and what life after cancer is like.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I was going to say, just because, right, being an ambassador that, this year and that's ending, there's just so much more, right? You can just, it's beautiful. Like, thank you for that. That's what people need to hear.
Her oncologist, I remember about halfway through treatment, said, Belle, I have to tell you, I've met a lot of kids. I have never met any kid that's made so much lemonade out of the lemons that they've been dealt. And then followed it up with, I can't wait to watch what you become. Just watch you do it. So, we're excited that she gets to live a life of a normal high schooler for another 2 years. But we're excited to see how God and how she uses her story, in the future. We have no doubt she will continue to do a lot of good. She's passionate about this. It's an area where you can't ever advocate or raise awareness or raise enough funds, right? And so that's something I think Belle will be involved with in our family forever going forward, and we look forward to that.
So I know Danny's probably got another question for you here, but before he gets that, we had the opportunity, Danny, Cordy, and I, to go to the CHOC Walk kickoff meeting for 2025. And obviously we were honored to be there, and it was amazing listening to your speech, Belle, obviously hearing from Zach and Henry DiCarlo and some of the other people who were there as well. But one of the things you talked about, we actually were doing on a live stream, and you had talked about your beads. And I want to bring up the video first to show you guys what we had done on the broadcast. And then I know you have, your beads to share with everyone on stream here, but let me bring this up. And I think I've got it set up right. I actually clicked off it and I had to set it up again, but let me go ahead and share this video with you guys. And then you can tell us a little bit more about your beads. So 1 second here.
I would be honored to already have a team and to join my team, Belle's Brigade. We have less than 100 days before the CHOC Walk, so let's get moving. I've brought something very special to share with you all tonight. These are my beads of courage. Each bead represents a step in my treatment. Every poke, every blood transfusion, every doctor's appointment, every surgery, every chemo. I could go on and on. This is a constant reminder of what it took for me to get through my treatment journey. Each bead doesn't just represent something I do, though. It represents something the CHOC staff did. They help me each step of the way. My beads of courage are also CHOC's beads of courage. I honestly can't imagine what my journey would be like with any other hospital. I stand before you tonight as someone who's been profoundly changed and impacted by all of the incredible healthcare workers at CHOC. They've all become part of our family. I am so excited for the CHOC Walk and the opportunity to give back to the place that both saved and changed my life forever. I hope you'll join me in making this the best CHOC Walk ever. Thank you.
Okay. Your beads of courage. I got to tell you, seeing that gave me, chills when I was there in person. And I'm watching it again. I feel, chills on my arm because, it's so amazing what you did to put this together. So can you share those with us and show us?
So I cannot definitely not stretch them out, but we'll start.
Right.
With all of them. Yeah. These are all of them. And I still even have more to add. The tiniest little thing, every little thing counts as a bead. Whether it's a physical therapy appointment, a time I saw the therapy dog, there's like a little bone charm. Any little thing counts as a bead, which is amazing. And even things not related to CHOC, like my radiation was at Radies, even that counts as a bead in San Diego. So that's so cool. But like I said in the video during the kickoff of it, they're not just my beads. They represent a CHOC staff member. They're CHOC's beads. And every single little thing is like when people do charm bracelets and they add from a vacation or a summer camp or something like that, it just adds from my story. And I think that it's so cool that they do these. And I've seen people use the beads in miraculous ways to show their journey. Like, and I've seen this really cool one. It's a wooden board and you wrap all around. And it's just this beautiful art picture of the beads. And it has so much meaning, which is very cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a incredible symbol to show, every time she got her blood drawn, every chemo infusion, every doctor's appointment, every surgery, every chemo, and we can tell what each color and which bead represents. We have a little guidebook. If we were
little fish ones that are really cute. Yeah. This is like the dog one. They have like a little dog with a ball.
So I mean, if that thing is spread out, I think it's 30 or 35 feet.
Yeah.
So that gives you an indication of what they're going through. If she would go to the hospital for chemo for about a week.
I was here for a Halloween party. During Halloween, I was there, and they gave me a little Halloween bead, like during Thanksgiving, everything.
So I mean, that really is kind of the best way. It's from a group called Beads of Courage, and that's the kind of stuff that when CHOC does these fundraisers like the CHOC Walk, buying the beads for the kids. That's where all that extra money goes through. That things that insurance doesn't bill, that makes CHOC the incredible experience that it is.
Makes CHOC
life. Yeah, it makes CHOC CHOC.
Yeah.
With their child life department, with their art therapy, music therapy, therapy dogs, Seacrest Studios, the stuff that really nourishes the kids' souls while going through it. That's what the CHOC Walk is doing. That's where that money's going.
Yeah.
Belle is a living, breathing example of if your participation or donation can make a difference. Look at Belle's face, and there's thousands of other kids just like her that have been just touched by CHOC, and the CHOC Walk and what it does for that hospital.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. This is part of why we walk, guys.
Exactly.
Why we're raising funds. Our goal is to make those beads, that string of beads, as short as possible for every child.
Yep.
Exactly.
That is what the raising funds for. That's why we're doing what we're doing with the Park Streamers. This is why we're asking, if you can't donate, share out the pages, share out Belle's story, and let everybody know how important this is.
Yep.
It's easy to just say, oh, it's a hospital, they help people. But like you were just saying, there's so many things that go beyond the medical portion that need funding, that it can't happen just because we want it to.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of monetary support that has to happen. So you guys, we've posted Belle's link for Belle's Brigade in the chat. Just go to CHOC. You can do a search for Belle's Brigade. If you would like to donate directly to her team, we have the Park Streamers team. We're raising funds. You can go to anybody that's raising money for CHOC, and that will be a great help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you guys are looking where to find this, you can just go, if you just click on the CHOC Walk page, go to About, you'll find the CHOC Walk Ambassador. You click on there. Now, you can also just type in the chat here, Belle's Brigade. It should show up. There it is. You can click on it. It'll take you to the page. Look for her. Go to About the CHOC Walk. Family, look at the beautiful family there. It has pictures of Belle ringing the bell. Oh, that's so amazing. Belle's Brigade. I mean, there's so much great information. At the very bottom, there's a link that goes to her team, and you get it right there. So definitely, check it out. And we hope that you'll take the time to, whether you donate to Belle's page or our page, donate to the CHOC Walk. It all goes to the same thing. And they've raised an amazing $12,805 of their 20,000 goals. So that is pretty awesome.
So let's help Belle's Brigade reach their goal, guys. If you would like to make a donation, we'd love to see that number go up tonight. But beyond that, Belle, Bricklin,
Mhm.
there's the monetary support. Is there something else that people can do that is meaningful for the families that's beyond the monetary support? Is
Wow.
there?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is you just got to show up. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, go for it.
With patients, and as being one, I think that when you hear your friend or your family or someone has cancer, or is a patient at CHOC, a lot of people don't know what to do, so they do nothing. And I feel like I've distanced myself from some friends or people I know because you're hurt by that, and all you want is just someone to text you, "How's your day going?" or "We're praying for you," or "We're thinking of you through this treatment," or "I'll bring you a coffee," or just some little things, just being there for the patients, because you feel so alone and so isolated, and I felt so different from normal high schoolers and so from the world. So just being there, I think, really, really helps. And you're going to continue.
Yeah, I mean, and so when a family's going through it, it's such a life-altering deal, and you're trying to get through the day. If you know someone who is going through it, don't ask them, like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Because that's too big of a question. It's how are you doing today? And it's not how can I help? Because I could think of 10,000 things. Are you talking about coming to be in the room with Belle? Are you talking about helping with bills? Are you talking about watching our little kid? Like, there's a whole list. And so it's overwhelming if someone just goes, "Hey, how can I help?" Or, "How's it going?" It's literally like, practical things for families that are dealing with hospitals, DoorDash gift cards.
I'll bring you a dinner. Yeah, I'll DoorDash.
It's showing up, just being like, "Hey, I'm in the area. I'd love to just come by and hang out for an hour."
I had so many moments where I wasn't feeling good or just wanted someone to be there that day. And I would have a friend text me and say, like, "Hey, you didn't know this, but I want to come see you right now." And they would just come and talk to me and bring me ice cream, and it would make me feel like a million times better. And I love the surprises when someone would show up and I had no idea, and it just made the whole day different.
If you have the ability and you can bring a little bit of joy, if that's something you do for a living, if it's something you're involved with, we had complete strangers that they would find out, "Oh, Belle likes boba. Belle loves Disneyland. Belle loves this." And they would just do something just to put a smile on her face.
I'm a big Stitch fan, and I have now 1,000,000 Stitches,
Right.
because people would bring me little Stitch stuff.
So find the little thing that you can put a smile on someone's face, or just show up, let them know you're there. "Hey, I'm thinking about you," that kind of stuff. It really is the really small things that I think make a big difference when families are going through such a big thing, because it is completely overwhelming, and no one knows how to do it, because you don't expect to ever be in this. If you told my wife and I that your 14-year-old daughter would have cancer, that would be the furthest thing from our mind. In hearing that the doctor in the ER come in and say, "Okay, we're doing pathology. We're trying to figure out pathology or spine surgery." From that point till today, our life hasn't been the same. And unfortunately, there's a whole floor on the 5th floor at CHOC right now of families that are going through the same thing. And so just find ways to put smiles on kids or families' faces. That's the biggest thing.
And also, as a cancer patient, really just, finding those families who can relate to you. Like he said, I was 14 when I got diagnosed, and now I'm 16. So that's a pivotal time as a teenager. And there wasn't a lot of teenagers on the floor. When you find those teenagers who are your age, who are going through the same thing, who are missing all these major moments, it helps so much. But I also became friends with a lot of little kids on the floor. There was this one kid who would always come by the room, knock on the door, and ask, "Can I draw something for you?" So it's little things like that of finding those families who are going through what you're going through. And I've had people be like, "Hey, I know this person going through it. Can I connect you with them?" And that's changed a lot. So it's just really cool when people add the extra effort to help you.
Awesome. Well, we are at about an hour. We want to be honoring of your time. If you're willing to take a few questions from our viewers, we'd love to open it up to the viewers. If you guys have a question for Belle or her father, please put it in the chat. We do have a couple of them already ready to go, I believe.
Yeah, we also have a couple comments too. Jungo Cruz said she was replying to Trish in the chat there. She has a better attitude in the face of such hard time than most people, myself included, have on a normal day to day. So, and the other comment, you were talking about how you wanted to be, you wanted to direct. And so Spaceship Pierce said, this is SoCal Stream. Everyone wants to direct. You get them, Belle. We do have one question here from Krista Joe. It says, Belle, what Disney attractions, shows, parades, etc. are on your must-do list whenever you're at Visit Disneyland?
That's really good. Some of my favorite rides, like I feel like when we always go, I'm like, okay, first Space Mountain. I love Space Mountain so much. Yeah.
That's my ride.
Yes, my twins. That's my favorite. He's Runaway Railway. We always love. My mom loves Rise of the Resistance. My favorite show, which I want them to bring back so bad, is Magic Happens. We last CHOC Walk got to see the floats, and I fangirled so hard.
Cool.
I love Magic Happens during Christmas. Oh my gosh, just the Christmas time show, and then Wondrous, the fireworks show, is my favorite. Snack wise, I am a die-hard, I could eat a million of them, pickle fan at Disneyland. In the hospital, I would always crave Disneyland pickles, and I would call the cafe and be like, can I get a little jar of just a bunch of pickles? And they'd be like, that is so weird, but okay. So I'm a huge pickle fan, like everyone knows that. But Disneyland pickles, the beignets, and I love the frozen bananas at Disneyland. But those are some of my must-dos.
Okay.
It's awesome. Also, we had Just Nita ask for the link to Belle's page, so I'm putting that in right now. Just Nita.
I just dropped it in there.
Oh, perfect. And there we go. Theme Park Casual dropped it in there. So if you guys want to go to Belle's Brigade and donate, they would love it. So definitely check out that link that Theme Park Casual and I dropped in there in the chat. Let's see.
Got another pickle fan with Going Shogi.
Pickles. My daughter loves pickles too. Let's see. Belle, let's see. It says, Belle, how can normal people help out at CHOC? I guess they're asking like volunteering.
Yeah, so there are actually like a million ways to volunteer. A lot of people that I met at CHOC were volunteers. Some really cool ones that I think really stuck out to me, every morning or around afternoon time, any volunteer would come in with a coffee and cookie cart, and they knock on the door, always the sweetest people, knock on the door, and of all ages too, and be like, hi, would you like a coffee or a cookie? And the cookies at CHOC are so good, the chocolate chip cookies. And my dad would be like, okay, we'll take 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time my dad would always say, we're never missing out on a cookie. Those are volunteers, totally volunteers. A lot of the therapy dogs were actually volunteers. Lois, the one that I always talked about, is a registered one with CHOC. But there was this other one that I really connected with named Mabel Grace. Her and her handler would always come in. They were volunteers who would just sign up and have been doing it for a while because her daughter went through stuff at CHOC. So you could go online and sign up for anything. There are so many ways to volunteer. There's a really cool like book club thing that they do. Yep. And there's book readers. If you're big like book readers, just donating books. And actually I've had a couple of them come to my hospital room and read me a story. So little things like that, there are volunteers everywhere that you could totally help with. But yeah, and thanks for asking that because I like to volunteer. It's really cool. And CHOC always needs them. So
Great.
Awesome. So we have another question from Noah. Did you watch the new live action Lilo and Stitch movie, and how did you like it?
Did I watch it? I watched it twice and sobbed. Absolutely amazing. 10. Being a big Stitch fan, I was really scared because, it looked amazing from the trailer, but I was really scared because I was like, hopefully they don't mess this up, like, please. And it was amazing. I saw it twice. I was crying. It was cinematic, was just amazing. The music was amazing, and the cast was incredible. And I wanted to go through the screen and hug Stitch. That was the realest Stitch I've ever seen. So it was awesome. Yeah, I loved it.
Very cool. Yeah, I love the way Stitch looked too. He looked great. So
Yeah.
Good job.
Let's see. I don't see any other questions coming in. Check here. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any other questions coming through. Danny, Cordy, did you guys have any other questions? Oh, here, Mitch has got a question. Did actor Johnny Depp ever come into the hospital dressed as Jack Sparrow?
I wish. No.
So was her mom. Her mom wishes as well.
I wish. That should someone hook that up. Yes.
We did have R2D2 show
Oh,
up
yeah.
on May the 4th. Literally, knock on the door, you open the door, and there was R2D2, the same one that like this is the legit R2D2.
And a bunch of people dressed up, like Darth Vader, Luke. They had a bunch of them come, which was really cool. But R2D2 rolled into my room, was making all the noises, like the cantina song and everything, spinning. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
That's awesome.
But they need Stitch to come.
Yes.
That was cool. I've seen the animatronic. Which is really
Yeah.
cool. So. Here's another question. Udalada Lane says, Belle, have you thought about maybe working with children in healthcare or research in the future?
I love your little name, by the way. That's so cute. Is that from Robin Hood? Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people, especially people at CHOC, have asked me. Because a lot of the nurses, which is really cool at CHOC, they have this wall on the oncology floor. Sorry, I'm like, I took on it. They have this wall on the oncology floor of all the nurses or CAs or doctors who were cancer patients at CHOC and now work there, which I think is so cool. And it's definitely a thought in the back of my mind. I really, like, my goal in life has always been, I really would like to be a film director. But it always has been a thought. And maybe, because now since I'm 16, I can really start thinking about getting a job and everything. I would love to start volunteering there and just coming and talking to the patients and meeting them. I would love to start doing that. But if my dream of being a filmmaker does come out, I'd love to make movies about cancer and somehow fill it in with CHOC to really share the stories. But I would love to start volunteering there or doing whatever I can. And the ambassadorship has been really able to, for my eyes to be open even deeper into the world of healthcare. So.
That's awesome. Hey, I have some news for you, by the way. I'd like to share this real quick because you just got let's see. Yeah, you got $100 donation from Deborah. And
Thank
Deborah
you.
said,
That's so cool.
Watching on Park Streamers Hangout, you are so awesome. So you just got an extra $100 towards your $20,000.
That's so sweet.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
Cool.
to whoever did that.
That's
oh my gosh,
awesome.
that's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another question here. What's your favorite boba drink? My 11-year-old niece got me addicted to them. So good.
Boba, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'll always remember one of the really funny memories was one of my first days in the ICU. One of his, was it your boss or your friend from work?
It was like 3 of my coworkers.
Was like, what is Belle like? And I've always been obsessed with boba. And they said, okay, we're getting a bunch of boba. And I have a picture. It was literally a box of like 12 bobas. And I was just,
Wow.
I got to drink them. And the ones I didn't drink, my friends came in and visited. And I was like, take a boba. We have so many. So I love just like, brown sugar milk tea is my favorite with boba. I'm also a huge matcha fan, so matcha with boba is my favorite. I like ube too. There's this really cool, I've tried it a couple times. It's like ube flavored matcha. Yeah, I just love all the types, but those are like my go-tos.
You're cracking me up here because everything you just said is the same thing that my daughter likes. She loves
Oh,
boba.
really?
And every
Yeah.
single one you said, I'm like, is my daughter listening to this?
I think I like,
But
yeah.
hey, okay, but here's a good question. What's your favorite place to go get boba?
Oh, that's really hard. Let me Okay, so I love this. This will always be number one for me. A place called Ding Tea. They're really good. What are other really good places?
That's your go-to.
That's
Tasty,
kind of a go-to.
85 degree. I don't know.
Oh, 85 degrees. That one actually is really good. I love their boba there. There's one by our house called Mamote Tea House. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's just so many. But Ding Tea, and I think 85 degrees would be my like top two.
The bad thing about 85 degrees is you have to walk through the pastry.
Oh yes, can't leave it.
Yeah, and then we get everything.
Right?
They all look so good.
Yeah.
You walk out spending $40 in a boba.
Exactly.
Sounds like my mom. Yep.
But at least
You guys got me
breakfast and
confused.
snacks.
There was all the matcha, ube, whatever talk, and I'm like, I just drink coffee.
Just simple, it's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
When you're in the park, I gotta know. Is it
yeah.
Starbucks? Do you wait in the crazy line?
Careful.
Or do you go jump?
Well, actually, the Joffreys, they have the banana foam cold brew right
I heard
now
about
that
that
is
one.
amazing. And I normally
Doesn't
don't
wanna
like
say it.
any. What'd you say?
I said the banoffee.
Yeah,
You
don't
won't
call it
say
that.
it, though.
Don't call it banoffee. That doesn't even make sense. But normally, I don't like any flavor in my coffee. I like coffee flavored coffee.
Yeah.
But that one is just spectacular. I love it. I could drink it. The only bad thing is they give you one little cup.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I need like 3 gallons of that stuff.
See, but that is why you drink the strawberry and cream frappuccino with extra strawberry puree. See, that's what I get, and I love it.
That's our one thing is when we go, like, and I take my friends or anything, I'm like, I love Starbucks so much, but when it comes to Disneyland, no. Do not go to Starbucks. You get Disney coffee. Because Disney, like, Black Calf Cold Brew is my favorite. You go to Disneyland
That's a
for
good
all the options. Like, don't go to Starbucks. You can go to Starbucks down the street. So, you guys, good job. Yeah. I need to
usually
try
get,
to again, so.
Yeah, I usually get Starbucks at like midnight on the way out. So
Yeah, like a hot chocolate or something.
So, Belle, Emily would like to know, what is your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, that's so hard.
That is hard.
Oh.
It is hard for me too.
I feel like I have categories.
I was gonna say, just
Pixar, Walt Disney, live action, animated.
Oh, that's so. Favorite Disney like princess and princess movie is Tangled. I love Rapunzel so much. Favorite Disney's like just a few would be Lilo and Stitch. Oh my gosh, I'm like, I think whenever I ask this, my mind goes blank.
I think what you watched in the hospital, like
a lot.
And Lilo and Stitch was probably up there.
Yeah.
Enchanted was up there.
Oh yeah, I love that movie. Pixar wise, we're a big Cars family.
Yeah.
I love Monsters Inc. It is really hard when like you're trying to think of answers and they don't come to you. So many.
No worries.
Just yeah. I'm not gonna be basic. I will sound basic when I say everything. But any classic Disney movie, I feel like you can't go wrong with.
Yeah.
I was going to say, as long as you don't say Home on the Range, I think you're safe.
Yeah.
So I just have to announce this one now because you just got another donation to your page.
Yay!
I wanted to let you know that Nita just donated $200, and she said you are amazing. Sorry. So thank you so much, Nita, for
thank you so
donating.
Much. That's so kind of you.
So awesome.
You are now up to $13,105. So yay! That's so awesome.
That's
so thank
sweet.
you to Deborah and Nita for donating to Belle's Brigade. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, I meant to throw that up when I was saying that. So she says you are amazing. There you go. Awesome. Something else I wanted to bring up to you. This is not a question, but it's from Udalai Lane, and she just said, yes, Belle had a serious brain injury in 2003 and became a volunteer in a rehab center I was at for 3 years. It was really valuable for families to know and ask me about my journey for hope. So I just want to throw that up there.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Here we go. Weird Old Man has a great question. If you could be any character in a Disney movie, what would it be?
Ooh, love your name. Trying to think. That's really hard
There you go,
too.
Scrooge McDuck, because then you know
Because then you're so
Oh.
rich.
right?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's a pretty good
Who
answer.
doesn't
Not-
want to swim through money?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. His house dive. Ooh, that's creative questions.
That is a good question.
Ooh. Oh, this is really hard. I really have no idea.
Really?
I'd have to go with Robin Hood. That's always been one of my favorites.
I
He
love
loves Robin Hood.
That one's
Yeah,
great.
Robin Hood is so
That
good.
one's classic.
Oh my gosh, who would be? That's really hard.
Yeah.
What's good? Okay, this is gonna be really funny, but I feel like I said with Tangled, Pascal. He's so little, but
Yeah,
also
there
like
you go.
very mischievous, and you just have a ride on someone's shoulder every single day. You just so I feel like Pascal would be really fun. No, I don't think he likes my answer. He's just like, okay.
Belle's very Rapunzel-y in her outlook. As you
Yeah.
can kind of see, you know, best day ever, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I could see that being for her.
I really don't know. I'm trying to like think.
Lightning McQueen would be pretty
Lightning
awesome.
McQueen would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And this is, I want to say thank you to Go and Show. You gave us a $15 super chat, but he says, I don't have any questions, but Belle rules. Super strong young lady.
So sweet. Thank you. I would like to put out there too, if anyone would like to like see more about CHOC or about my journey, my social media is at It's Belly Belle on like every platform. But I have a lot about CHOC and everything on there because they've just done so much for me and all the really funny dances that I've done with them. But yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, Belle mentioned certainly Disney has a very special place in our heart. We are a huge Disney family, and Disney really did help get her through that journey.
Yeah.
I mean, you find the joy. That's a great place to find the joy if you're into Disney for sure. And the hospital and Disney have an incredible connection. And I'm probably stealing Zach's thunder, but part of that's because Walt Disney was on the board that founded CHOC Hospital,
Right.
with Walter Knott. And so that connection really, Disney supports CHOC in incredible ways. Christmas parties, characters, you know, they're giving giveaway stuff, you name it. Disney really is very involved with CHOC.
Yeah.
And is one of the contributing factors what makes CHOC so special, because they know how to create joy, and they've really, I think, given that ability to CHOC.
We've had a CHOC Disney Christmas party. That was one of the best moments. I got to dance with one of my fellow cancer friends, and then also with Mickey, Minnie, Pluto. They were all there. Got like a Disney backpack. That was like one of the best things that they've done. They just do so much there. And they have a mini walk, which is really cool. I'm really excited for it this year. For those kids who didn't get to go to CHOC Walk, it's about like a few weeks later. They do it at the hospital, which is really awesome. And Minnie and Mickey are there, and it's awesome. Yeah.
And you know what? I was looking for your social media so I could share it real quick. And I was like, how do you spelling belly? Is it with a Y or IE? But it's with IE. So let me share it real quick so you can guys see
All right. I
what
dropped
it looks
the link
like.
in the chat already for everybody.
Oh. And you didn't tell me so I could share it on screen. There you go. So here, I'm following too. So here we go.
Yay!
You got It's Belly Belle. And this is where you can find her information on Instagram and follow her and check out all about what's going on. And you said it's on what other social media platforms besides
I'm
Instagram?
on
do you have?
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Gotcha. All right, perfect. Very cool. All right, I'll find your YouTube and I'll subscribe to that as well.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't see. Do we have any other questions?
No, but this is kind of echoing. Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, just echoing what has been, in the chat a lot tonight. Everybody is just enthralled by you and just inspired from your story and your incredible attitude and your perspective on everything after all that you and your family have been through. It really is amazing to see here, and it's an honor to have you on the show, but also to be able to walk alongside you come August 3rd. We will be there, and just all we can say is thank you, number one, for joining us tonight, but thank you for not letting cancer steal you from this world, because this is it's obvious you have quite a mission that you were put here for, and it's going to be exciting to be able to watch you fulfill that destiny.
Yeah, thank you. That's very kind of you guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. And I got to tell you, we're looking forward to being out there this year. I really hope that our team gets a chance to see you out there at the CHOC Walk. And even if we don't, we're looking forward to this amazing event. It was such an amazing event for all of us last year, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. And it's just less than 2 weeks away. It's hard to believe.
Crazy. It's flown by this year. Yeah.
Yeah, it really has.
Thank you guys so much, though. This has meant everything. And for everyone watching, you all are so sweet. And the ones who have donated, just every little factor means so much. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Bricklin, Belle, for joining us tonight, for letting us hear your story, to get to know you a little bit better. And again, like I said, we hope to see you at the CHOC Walk. We'll definitely be looking for you. And we'll all be live streaming, so you'll have a whole bunch of phones pointed at you, and you'll be able to say hi to everybody again.
Won't miss her. She'll be on that big stage kicking off the morning for sure, and you'll still see all the signs for Belle Brigade. So we look forward to seeing you on that.
Oh, I think we got one more question. This is from Jessnita. Do you feel different from other kids your age?
Yes. Yes. This is a really funny question, because it's true. Yeah, I really think this past year, when I went back to school, I was so nervous because at the beginning of school, I went in with the beanie. So I was very noticeable. And I always joke about this, saying like I should put as my senior quote, I was the cancer kid, because I was very noticeable, but also just like I felt different with when I would talk to people about what they had going on, or kind of the problems in their life, or just anything, realizing like a few of my cancer friends, but I'm like, most people I know don't know what's going on with me, and don't know that I can't go to this event because I have a doctor's appointment, or I can't hang out, or like I can't participate in this game at this party because it could ruin my back. Like little things like that may seem small, but it just kind of changes everything. But that also in a good way, I do feel different because I get to do cool things like the ambassadorship, and I've had to skip school because of cool CHOC event. So like little things like that, I definitely do feel different in a good way, but definitely from the outside, I felt different, and just cancer mentality. But yeah.
I mean, when a kid goes through this, I think particularly a teenager, because they know what's going on, they grow up real quick. I mean, Belle came out of the womb talking. You probably wouldn't be shocked to hear that. Like, she's always been, very verbal, very friendly, talk to anyone, very mature for her age. But she really had to grow up, and then watching her go back to like a school setting, you're like, oh, life experience and your worries and the stuff you had to deal with are not like a normal teenage girl, and you hear the friends talking about, oh my gosh, it's so hard, I've had a bad hair day, and you're thinking,
at least you have hair.
Yeah, imagine being bald for a year and a half. Like, so it really does kind of change perspective and forced her to grow up, which is good and bad, for sure. But yeah, when the question was asked, I knew right away she was like,
yes. Thank you for asking that. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us, guys. We don't want to take up too much of your time.
Thank you guys so much. I've been so grateful to be on this and getting to know you guys, and thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you for sharing with everybody. Thank you just so much for everything that you've done, and just you're an inspiration. So
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you soon, and you have a great afternoon and night.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Right.
Bye,
Bye.
Bricklin.
CHOC Walk.
Bye, Belle. All right. Oh, wow. I don't know about you guys, but I just feel elated, talking to them. So amazing.
Yeah. I made it through without crying, so
Which is hard to do sometimes.
that was the goal. That was the goal.
Yeah. I got close one time. I was like, hold it back, Barry, please.
Yeah. Keep it together, man.
Get it together. Well, how do I start off this? You guys are amazing, because I want to share something with you that I just honestly can't believe. So give me just a moment to bring it up and try not to cry. So we have had an amazing year when it comes to the CHOC Walk. We have an amazing team of 23 people who are out there all through the week and through the weekend trying to raise money. I said I was done because I hit my goal the other day, and then I still got more donations yesterday, as well as so many other people. And this is our CHOC Walk page, and to see what we've done, we are now up to $31,200 because of all of you. Tonight, we got 2 more donations from Carol G and Mark Raymer. So that $75 put us to the $31,200.
I'm seeing 31,300. We got to.
My brother
did I not
donated.
refresh?
I just saw my brother's donation. So.
Okay, well, hey, I guess it'd be good if I refresh the page, huh? There it is, Derek. Thank you,
There
Derek.
he is. Thank you, brother.
Amazing. So we're up to 31,300. It was truly amazing. I mean, you see some of the people who have donated here, Nephew Casual, Grandma Casual. We did, by the way, she's in the chat, so I just want to call her out. Nita donated $2,000 to our CHOC Walk fund yesterday, which just blew me away. I was in tears. Thank goodness I was wearing sunglasses on my live stream, because you guys would have said, tears running from the eyes there. I had to avert the camera so I could just wipe my eyes. But it was amazing, the fact that, we have so many people who are reaching out to donate. I clearly think she wants to win that guitar that we are raffling off. But seriously, near and dear to our hearts. Thank you, everyone. Whether you've made a $1 donation or more, you guys are amazing, and I can't say thank you enough. Cordy and Danny and I are just. I trust me. I thought, well, we did 14,000 last year with 14 team members. We'll probably get to 20,000 this year. The fact that we've more than doubled that just blows me away.
Yes, just Nita. Yes, if you come out, we'll be there. Come join us.
And if they won't, if they won't have boba with you, I'll have a coffee with you.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that we're giving away this amazing guitar. We've shown you the guitar before and what it looks like. However, we wanted to show you something new. So there's more to this guitar than just the guitar. And we told you that as things were completed, we would show them to you. And so we actually have the case that this guitar goes in. Now, we're not revealing what's in the case, because besides the guitar itself, there's more inside of the case. But if this gives you any indication of the love and care that went into this guitar and this case, it is truly amazing. So I'm going to bring up the photos so I can share this with you. Now,
seriously, guys, I wanted the guitar. Now seeing the case, I'm just like, oh man, whoever wins this, you are going to have an absolute showpiece for your home. This is going to be the kind of thing where you can have it, off to the side in the living room, or in your bedroom, and when somebody sees it, they're just going to be like, "What is that?" Right. And you're going to say, "Oh, this. Let me show you." And it's just going to be the kind of thing that it's. I was blown away when I saw the case.
Mm-hmm. So if you're wondering what it could be, obviously we have some Disney stuff that is part of the guitar with the CHOC Walk. We have Choco Bear on the top of the guitar there. There's so many little details about this guitar that are amazing. But this case is a Pirates chest that the guitar goes in. Folks, this is it right here. Check this out. This thing is truly amazing. I know this is hard to see because it's kind of like on a little futon here, but I mean, it is a pirate's chest. So can you imagine opening a pirate's chest and seeing what would be inside? This is a side view of it, by the way, or top view. I mean, it's rounded top, just like a chest. It is
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
and we're talking
amazing.
It's made of pine wood. It is. I mean, the details on it are really cool. You think the details are cool here? I'm being told because I hear the details inside are pretty awesome too.
I haven't even heard
Cordy
about I haven't heard any of the details of what's inside, and I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I hear there's a Starbucks coffee inside. Just kidding. That's not, no, but here's the thing, and I haven't talked to Danny and Cordy about this. I mentioned to them in a text message earlier, but we're possibly getting together on Saturday, and if we do, I'd really like to try to if we have the guitar by the time, which I think we will, because it's being shipped to us. I'd really like to do the video reveal so that we can record it and then show it to all of you, because next week on our Park Streamers Hangout, we will have the AVP Zach from CHOC, which is going to be amazing. And if we could actually get this open up and show you what it looks like inside, I think it would be really, really cool. You can see it's got handles on the side. It has latches in the front.
Okay, let's put it this way. When I was in college, I constructed my own portfolio case, and I wanted to do something different. So I did it out of wood. I had a friend who, his dad was, a woodworking kind of guy, did some stuff, had all the tools for it. To make a tiny little case of just squared off, little pieces. I had a little bit of cherry wood veneer and a little bit of a dovetail. That thing took me, I don't even know how many hours to build just this tiny little case. To do something like this is just beyond. I mean, when I saw it, I was floored. There was no way, even in my wildest imagination, when they were talking about, the case is going to be kind of cool, it's going to be something. No way I would have ever thought something like this.
And by the way, if you're just noticing this, there's 4 latches, 2 on each side. So that means there's a latch that opens up the top and something that opens up the bottom. So there's a lot to this case. It is more than meets the eye. Oh, Transformers. But seriously, there is a lot to this case, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it once we're able to do the final, reveal. But seriously, when I saw this first picture, this is the first picture I saw of it, and I just saw it for the first time yesterday. Danny and Cordy just saw it for the first time today. I was just absolutely blown away.
Yeah, how heavy is that? I don't know. That's why I said it's a showpiece. It's something that you would just have in your house, and people would just be like, "Oh my God, that is amazing! What is that?"
Let's see. So I'm being told that I can go ahead and call the person out who is making our guitar. I don't know if that's something you want to do, but the person is telling me it's okay, Danny and Cordy. So that's
it's up to them. So it's not my decision. It's up to them.
All right. I sent another text message saying, "Are you sure?"
Well, Murder Beaver, what are your thoughts?
I know wood. I know. That's hilarious. I love that. That is so cool. Hold on. I'm getting a message. I think so. You think so? Oh, jeez. You're driving me nuts here. Oh, I love this, though. Murder Beaver. This is on the do not eat list.
Exactly.
No touchy.
Yeah. No touchy. No touchy.
Are you sure? Well, let's see.
There we go.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh, well, cat's
there we
out of the
go.
bag.
Hey, I made the guitar, and Izzo made the case with me. So Yeah, so Tom F is the one that actually made our CHOC Walk guitar. Izzo made this case. So I'm always telling you guys, if you love woodworking, you love tools, and you love whiskey, that's your go-to channel on YouTube. So mods, if you could, please share Izzo's place link in the chat. He made this amazing case. Now, again, there is more to this that we have not been shown, and I can't wait to see it. However, Just Nita said, if I win it, I would donate to CHOC first. Oh, for the lobby display for all the kids to see. That would be amazing.
That would be cool.
That we would love to do that, Nita, if you actually win the guitar. And I will tell you, there's one more person who also has their hand in this, in making this, and I don't want to leave him out as well. And that is Goen Shogi. Goen Shogi has done some artwork, and apparently it might be somewhere in that case that we have not seen inside yet. So I cannot wait to see everything in there, because they have had their hand. And just to let you guys know, Tom F reached out to me about a year ago when the CHOC Walk was going on and said, hey, I'd like to make a case or a guitar for the Park Streamers. And I was like, what? Seriously? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of expensive. And he's like, yep, I'd like to do it. And then Tom took the time to get together with Goen Shogi and with Izzo's place to try to make this as special as possible. They have taken the last year practically to make the guitar, make the case, do the artwork, all the stuff that you're going to be seeing. And with this is amazing. So I hope that you guys will give kudos to Tom F, to Izzo's place, and to Goen Shogi. They really deserve it. They did an amazing job. And like I said, we still have more to reveal and see what's inside. I mean, I'm like, is there gold in there? What's inside there? I mean, it's a pirate's chest. What's around the guitar? So I can't wait to see what it is.
Yeah, this is beyond, like I said, anything I could have imagined. This is just nuts.
Yep.
I'm blown away by it. Like I said, I was like, oh man, I really want that guitar. Now I'm just like, holy mackerel, that would be insane to have.
Yep, absolutely. The details are awesome. Now, I do want to show something, since we mentioned Goen Shogi too. In fact, I'm going to, let's bring us all back up here. There we go.
I dropped Izzo's place, his YouTube link in the chat, everybody, in case you would like to go and subscribe to Izzo's place.
Awesome. So one of the things that we're also doing this year, by the way, is, and let me take off my background because I'm going to need to do this. We've had some people donate items already for our CHOC Walk. So if you donate $25 or more to the Park Streamers Hangout, we're going to be doing a huge giveaway with a bunch of things. And I wanted to share some of those things with you guys today. Because I think it's really, really special. I have to go over here and grab some of them so I can show you. Danny and Cordy have not seen a lot of these things, but we are going to be raffling off some of these things. These are things, what I'm about ready to show you now are things that have been donated from Rachel Castro, from Goen Shogi, myself, and from Mitch's Adventures. So I'm going to show some of those things to you right now. So give me just a moment to grab some. So Rachel Castro, she has donated this ornament. It's a Christmas ornament, a giant dipper. And this is celebrating the 100 years of the boardwalk in Santa Cruz. So it's a really cool ornament. And so Rachel Castro, thank you so much for donating that. We also have some artwork, and I'm going to kind of go through it a little fast because there's so many of them here. This is from, let me bring my camera down a little bit here. This is from Mitch's Adventures, but he's donated some really cool pieces of artwork that we'll be raffling off and giving away. Stitch there, yes. Hey, Doofenshmirtz, whatever his name is. Yeah. Hey, Inspector Gadget. We got the Baymax or Big Hero 6 team. We have, the other way. Russell. We got Russell here. We have Tinkerbell. We have Mr. Magoo. Yes. And of course, we have Tiana. So there's some amazing artwork there from from him. Hold on one second. I got some more.
But wait, there's more. And don't forget, guys, that all of this stuff, if you donate to any of the Park Streamers, $25 or more, you're added to the giveaways for all of this. The guitar, if you total $200 of donations to any combination of me, Barry Place, or Cordy, that gets you entered for the guitar. So $200 divided between the three of us or to one of us, however you get to $200, will enter you into the guitar giveaway.
Yeah, I probably should have enlarged my screen. Whoa, that's what the heck happened there? Oh, that's not. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, that's not it either. No. Yeah, I guess a solo layout would help the best. So Go and Shogi has donated some really cool things. I'm missing one here, but we have some Stitch paintings that he did that are really, really cool. There's an angel one as well. So we're going to be giving that away as a set. This and the frames that he chose are so cool for these, but this is a replica of one of the paintings inside the Grand California Hotel. He put it onto paint and he put a frame around it, which is amazing. We also have Mickey and Minnie in a teacup. Look at that. So cute. I love it. The artwork is amazing. And this is one of my favorite ones right here that he did. And this is Goofy and Mickey on the Jungle Cruise with the hippo. So cute. I mean, look at that. So Go and Shogi's done some amazing stuff as well. And then I just got a couple other things I want to show you. But wait, there's more. Okay. A couple things I'm donating. You are going to also get a chance to win this really cool Jasmine. It's a framed Jasmine canvas. And it's going to come with a pin of Genie, Jafar, Aladdin, Abu. I think Yaga's in there too. What?
Put your hand behind it so it doesn't blow. There we go.
There we go. There we go. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. There we go. So you'll get, this comes as a set. And then one of the other things I'm doing, which I think this is really cool. I found this online. I liked it so much I had to buy one for myself. But this is a 10-inch mirror with the clock. Isn't that cool? From It's a Small World. This is amazing. I think this is so cool. So we are going to be raffling this off as well. Like I said, I loved it so much. I'm like, I had to buy myself one of these. So it's really cool. All right. All right. So those are some of the things we're giving away. Oops.
Yeah, that mirror looks really cool. I do like the mirror.
Doesn't it? What are you laughing at, Cordy?
Wait. Oh, here we go. Twish. The very best way tonight while screaming that faint fall at my office.
That's not all. With this Ginsu knife, you also get a Disney cup. This Disney cup is a Starbucks cup that also comes with extra strawberry puree.
You need to slice through the cup with one of the knives, though. and then cut a tomato.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love that.
And Slim Devin with a gifted membership. Thank you so much, Slim. Flags in the chat.
Thank you so much, Slim. Much appreciated, friend. Oh, man.
Congratulations, Wonderland Jojo, for receiving that membership.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. But wait, there's more. All right. Okay, so should we talk some Disney news?
Sure. What do you want to talk about, Bob?
What? Wow. Well, thanks for asking. I like to talk about strawberry frappuccino. No, I thought maybe we talk about the Disneyland 70th because that just happened. I know, Danny, you were on vacation in some place called Lagoon.
Yep.
And that was awesome. That was a great stream. if you guys haven't seen it, go back to Danny's stream from last week when he went to Lagoon. Riding some of those rides was so cool and so crazy, and he had a great trip. And he also did a members only stream. So if you're a member of his channel, go back and check it out. It was really cool.
And Mattercam Matt was there.
Yep.
Yes, Mattercam Matt was there. We got to see him and Danny get wet on the rapids there.
Yeah, I'm so glad though, because everything on their website, everything, on the signs everything said no phones, no nothing, whatever. And they have lockers at almost every single ride. But the first time we were over there, I was like, all right, well, let's see, I'll just go ask him, I'll show him that I have the wrist strap and that it's on a clamp. It's not a, and I said, am I okay to take this on there? And the kid was like, yeah. So we were like, all right. So we got on, and it was like on like one of the biggest coasters there. It was the Cannibal. So it's the one that has like the 115 degree drop. And so we were like, well, I guess they're going to let us go on whatever. Cause I mean, if they let us take it on that one. And so, yeah, we had fun. It like totally threw the entire plan for the day out the window. So, but we were able to get everybody on the coasters, and one of the coasters is like 110 years old or something like that. So it's like, it was just so much fun. And I was very impressed with the park. World-class coasters. The newest ride, I think, is Primordial. And it is, I mean, it is quality enough to where if that was in a Universal park, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good coaster. It's a good ride. And it's just, sitting out there in this tiny little regional park. But yeah, it was so fun. I'm looking forward to going back.
Yeah, it was really cool. But Jungle Cruise says Lagoon with all the nope coasters. And then she also said rattlesnake water. Is that like feet water, Matt? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
It just stings a little more.
Well, hey, Izzo's Place saying, okay, my friends, I have to sleep. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. Have a great night. A great team going Shogi. Thank you, Izzo's Place.
Yeah,
thank you
amazing work, my friend.
You guys, why didn't I do this earlier? Here we go. We're gonna do this for Tom, Izzo's Place, and Go and Shogi. Confetti all around because you guys deserve it for doing such an amazing job on this. And thank you so much for your friendship and for helping our Park Streamers team raise money for a great cause.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And yeah, Gary A, that one coaster had a good view. Yeah, it was spectacular, especially at sunset. We were able to be up there and overlooking the whole Great Salt Lake Basin right there. It was like, this is just tremendous. It was so much fun, and I'm so glad that I had Mattercam with me, because number one, he knew the park very well. So the first part of the day before we started any of the streams, he was kind of showing me around and letting me, giving me some of the history of it and things. And so we were able to, get through it. And I didn't have to feel like, it was one of those things where I could just kind of turn my brain off, and he would just kind of show me where to go. So it wasn't like, okay, well, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Where's this? Where's that? It was just boom, boom, boom. We got to go. Oh, and yes, exactly, Krista Jo. Don't forget the beaver tail. We got a beaver tail, which was absolutely delicious, which was, I believe it was fry bread, and nobody yelled at me. So that's a plus.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a great time.
Pilot Queen Twish will know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the fry bread yelling.
Mattercam Matt said, I never thought that Lagoon knowledge would come in so handy. Too funny. Well, so Danny did that. And then the next day we had the grand opening. Well, not grand opening. Well, it was a grand opening for one attraction, but we had the Disneyland 70th with Walt Disney, A Magical Life, which we'll be able, Cordy and I will be able to talk about a little bit. Danny has yet to see it, but he will probably be seeing it, of course, this week. But before they even open the park to anyone, let me share this with you guys. Most of you heard that they had a cast member preview and celebration. And so it's funny because I had no idea that the orange ears were the cast members. I kept seeing these all over the park. I'm like, oh, this must be for the 70th. And then I asked in the one of the hat shops. They're like, oh yeah, that was for the cast members. I'm like, oh, sorry, thanks for letting me know. But it's kicked off everything at 4 a.m. Celebrating a morning of memories with the Disneyland cast members, and then at 4:25 a.m. They got to visit a hot air balloon on Main Street. This was at the very end of Main Street by Tomorrowland there. But wow, how cool is that, right? Seeing this hot air balloon. And then after that, at 4:40 a.m., they had It's a Small World Glows with Tapestry of Happiness. And I'm happy to report it looks like we can start streaming that again, and that it's not blocking us or shutting off our streams.
Yeah.
So we should be able to start showing that again real soon. And then 4:45 a.m., they did snapping a memorable photo at Sleeping Beauty's castle. So that was really, really cool to see them taking the photos at 5 a.m., posing at photo locations around Town Square that they had. They had 5:50. They settled in for the flag raising ceremony that they do every morning. At 6:35 a.m., it was funny. I was up in the morning and I was getting ready, and I'm like, well, they're ringing the bell too at the, for the, whatchamacallit, for the stock exchange, which is kind of cool. But all the cast members got together for a photo at 6:35 a.m., which was really cool. Obviously, there was a lot of people there, like Bob Iger and obviously Josh Tomorrow, but there was a lot of people, past employees. Our good friend Eddie Sato was there, and
who walked right through Cordy's stream.
You're going to bring that up.
Yes, and Tom Morris, right? I mean, there was so many great people who were there, and it was great seeing their comments and photos and stuff. Look at that. That's all the employees going all the way back to the castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Haunted Mermaid's out there somewhere.
Yes, Haunted Mermaid's somewhere in there. She's way back over here. Just kidding.
She's the one wearing the ears.
Okay. Yeah. There's a bunch of them. 7:30 a.m. they did the rope dropping with guests at Disneyland. I thought it was really cool seeing the train come in, and with all the cast member or all the characters. That was really cool. 1:30 p.m. they had the jumping with joy for the 70th anniversary cavalcade. Cavalcade is pretty much the same cavalcade they normally have, but they did have a couple employees that were hired by Walt Disney. They also had this Happy Birthday Disneyland sign with a cake. Then they had this is the Miracle or Make-A-Wish Foundation's 170th recipient, and her name is Madison. 170,000. There we go. Of course, we had Mickey and all of his friends back there. Where's the other two? They had two employees who were actually hired by Walt there, waving at everyone. They were in the fire engine. So I got to see that. That was kind of cool. Did you see that too, Cordy?
Which one?
The birthday cavalcade.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was looking for
me
you.
And Brian were waiting. It was so hot. Oh my gosh. It was so hot waiting for that. But yes, we did see it.
I know. Same here. I went down by the center there where the CHOC Walk starts. That's kind of where I was at the hub. Where were you guys?
We were facing the city hall. So like sitting.
Oh, because I was looking for you over there and I didn't see you. So I walked by. I'm like, nope, didn't see you because I heard you were over that way.
Yeah.
So then, of course, the rest of the day they had the Dole Whip Peach, which unfortunately my dad and I didn't get to try. We were going to, and at the end of the night he got a little too cold and said, I think I'm going to pass. We'll do it next time. So I believe I'm bringing him back on Thursday. So we'll definitely try to check it out then, and that'll be good. Yeah, and then after that, hey, we got to check out this brand new attraction that is called Walt Disney: A Magical Life. And they only were doing virtual queues for the first few days, and then they stopped doing it. So now you can actually go and see it without having to do the virtual queue, which is really nice. I think the second time I saw it on Sunday was, I think it was about 75% full in the theater, but wasn't completely full. But obviously, it was good to see. Cordy, what did you think of it?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was saying, I think this is what I say each time, but so I got the 7 a.m. virtual queue. And I think I went in, I don't know, 11-ish, 11:30, something like that. But, and then it went down actually. So they were, ton of people in the lobby. Like we were very sardining in there. And then so they started offering like, oh, if you want to go, right, we'll give you your little lightning lane to come back whenever you want throughout the day. But I stuck it out. And always, right, we know that a lot of times it's like they clear a bunch of people out and it's like, oh, look, it's open. So it opened up pretty quickly after that. But I think it's the whole experience, right? Just as soon as you walk in the opera house and just go through, looking at the art and then going into the theater. And I thought it was a great show, right? The films that they show and hearing Walt talk. And I know we mentioned about the animatronic piece, right? That I wish it was just a little bit longer, which I did think that too, because I was like, oh, okay.
That's it.
But I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's great to have, Walt Disney represented in Disneyland like this. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things I liked about it was that so great. What? Did I miss something?
Yes, that was funny. Wait, can we put it there?
I heard Abraham Lincoln was on the other side of the wall making shadow puppets during Walt's speech. Sorry, I have my other screen up, so I didn't see our screen here, so I missed that. Sorry about that, but that's hilarious. Well, speaking of Lincoln, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is one of my favorite attractions. Actually, my daughter loves it as well, and I love to go in there. Sometimes they let you film, sometimes not. I'm really glad they're letting everyone film for this attraction, which is awesome. And they kind of did the same thing. They play the movie beforehand. They tell you what it was that Walt Disney did, his whole entire story leading up to, Disneyland being built. And even going past that to talking about, Walt Disney World in Florida before he finally passed away. And then, the movie screen goes away to where you see, Walt, and he starts to talk. And for me, I was like, wow, this is really well done. It's exactly what I'd hoped it would be. All aside, because I know everyone's going, what about his face? Yes, his face. Mm-hmm. I agree. It could totally be redone. But besides that, the way he talked, and they tell you in the beginning before you start the show starts, look, we took recordings from Walt Disney from different eras and different times. Obviously, the audio might be a little off or something, but we hope that you'll enjoy the experience. So they do talk about that, but it didn't really bother me. I think the fact that, and I gotta admit, I was like, Bob Iger is narrating this. Really, he did a good job, and it was really well done for the movie, leading up to the animatronic, and then the animatronic was great. But when it was done, I was kind of the only thing I felt like they could have had maybe a little more of an impactful speech for him. To really like hit home at the very end, have something like at the end of Lincoln, he's done talking. You're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. I can't believe he just said that. You're just in awe. This one, I was like, okay, that was awesome. That was great. I love what he said. I wish it was a little more impactful. I think they could have maybe pulled something else that, from the other things he had said. But the way they end it was really good, And so when I walked out of there, I said, okay, you know what? Yes, I didn't like his face, but overall, it was a great show. I loved it. And when I saw it the second time, I liked it even better. The one thing I've noticed, and I don't know if you noticed it too, Cordy, but when I was recording it the second time, I had a lot of lag. It seems to be a lot of lag in there, especially if you're seeing the pre-show area. And then when you walk in, once I sat down and about 2 minutes or so into the actual show, I had a really good signal. Now I sat in the back, towards the back, the 2 times, the very back, the second time. I'd really like to sit up front next time and get closer to the screen and the animatronic to see what it's like up there. Because I will say, since you're so far back, the face doesn't bother me as much. But I thought it was a very well done show. I was very impressed. Brian says, serious lag.
I'll have to look back. I don't recall having any lag.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And by the way, and I got to see Brian Sevilla was there with me, and so was Sammy Bear. Sammy Bear, I got to sit next to. It's funny. I was with Brian, and then we got separated. And I was with Sammy. I got separated, and then all of a sudden I meet up with Sammy again. I'm sitting next to her for the show, and Brian's like 2 rows ahead of me off to the left. So we all got to see it together, which was kind of cool. And then I think Brian went to go find you, Cordy. But yeah, it was great being able to see it with friends as well as to experience it for the first time. So I think it's going to be one of those shows that I enjoy going to and showing at the parks, just like, Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Brian says it was chaos. It was chaos for the first day. It really was. I didn't see what it was like on Friday or Saturday, but going in on Sunday, and I walked in and I said, when's the next show? And they said, I think it's about ready to start. And I'm like, really? And I walk in, boop, it's starting. I'm like, wow, okay, time to go in. So cats and dogs living together, Brian says. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of the virtual queue already, because I was afraid
Me
that
too.
I have no idea when I would be getting there at a time where I could hit a virtual queue if it was tremendously popular. But yeah. So
Right now, I think the last show is at 7:40 p.m. Just FYI.
Oh, really?
Oh, they're doing the last show at 7:45.
Yeah, 7:40.
Really?
I think because I got there at 8:20 last night, and they already had it shut down. And someone, Emmy, she told me, she's like, they're like, the last show is 7:40. Maybe that'll change later, but right now it's.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because of parade and everything. That it's just.
It could be that,
because that's where right in front of the Opera House is where they stage everybody. Once the parade is going, anybody that comes into Disneyland is pushed over to that one side right there on that sidewalk. So if you add people coming out of the Opera House to that group, it's just going to be chaos.
Yeah, I looked it up right now. It says 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is the hours for it. But I would hope or think, well, I guess not, because the way they do the parade at night with Paint the Night. The parade, fireworks parade again at 10:45. So I guess it wouldn't make sense to open it, but that's a bummer. So I definitely need to make sure, because I'm planning on taking my dad back on Thursday, and I know he wants to see it. So I need to make sure I get in before 8 p.m.
Well, yeah, that's my thing too. Now I need to make sure that I see it among the first things I do on Wednesday. They might be playing poker after.
And Brian said one thing to remember is some of the props on the wall is only there for a little while. Yes, that they have. So I definitely, if you're going to the experience, part of the experience is going in and seeing all of the maps that Disney made for Disneyland, all of the different hats and memorabilia that you see there, the portraits, the concept arts, the apartment that's there, because they did a replica of his apartment. I still haven't seen the pre-show. I want to see the pre-show, but I haven't been able to see it. So definitely take advantage and go in there early before the show starts and look at all that great stuff that they have. All right.
There's a lot to look at. I love when they do that. Right.
Yeah, it looks like a good exhibit even before the show itself. Looks like it's good stuff.
I didn't get to the other side. I saw Jose, but I didn't get to the other side, like when you're in the second room. Right before you enter. It was
the preview room.
I was in there,
that was a problem on Thursday, but on Sunday it probably wouldn't have been a problem. But I was entering right as people were starting to be led into the theater, and it didn't look as packed. There was a lot of people there, though. I will say, though, that now we're talking about the 70th anniversary. They gave away some maps, which mine was ruined on Tiana's. We'll talk about that in a sec. But I got a new one. So we're good. But they gave a map and pin away, which were really, really cool. I apologize. I was going to bring them out for the show, and I forgot to bring them out. Unless you have theirs, Cordy, to show. And then they obviously, let everyone in. They, in past years for the 50th and 60th, they did some really neat stuff, right? For the 50th, they had murals all over the place so that they created with people who send in pictures, and your picture could be in that mural, which was really cool because that was the thing at the time for those pictures. They gave away the gold, Mickey ears, right? That's what's really cool. And then for the 60th, they gave away, the maps and pins and a cupcake. Very good. And this year they just gave away maps and pins. So, I was kind of hoping they would do a little bit more. And one of my, I'm friends with another parent that has a child at my daughter's school. And so I saw her and she's like, how's it going on? And the first thing I asked is anything happening at Jonas Brothers here? Are they going to be playing on the stage? Like, in front of the castle? And she's like, I'm not aware that the Jonas Brothers here. I know that was a rumor going around. She goes, I think they might be, but I don't know. But they're not performing from what I understand. And there's nothing happening in front of the castle. And I said, what? Are you serious? Nothing in front of the castle?
Me and Brian sat there for a long time waiting. And then we found out that this poor cast member had to come and say, I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah, because everyone thought.
Although Bob Gurr did come out and they interviewed him in the little area there. And
yeah, and everyone was around him, and then of course he, went in the fire engine, which was really cool. That was neat, and of course, seeing there, I got to see some people around the park, past, employees and celebrities and whatnot. That was kind of cool, but I was like, really, they're not going to do anything in front of the castle? I mean, for the 50th and 60th, they had, Dick Van Dyke, and they had the Sherman Brothers up there, and they've had all these amazing, people over the past, 2 anniversaries, and they're not doing anything. Oh, but we got a birthday cavalcade. Oh, cool. Okay, well, okay, I'll watch that. It really was the same cavalcade they do during the day, except for they added, a few things like the birthday cake, like I mentioned earlier, the sign, the 2 employees are hired by Walt Disney, and of course the Make-A-Wish Foundation's 170,000. I got that right now, casual recipient, which is Madison. But other than that, there was really nothing else, and I felt bad that they weren't trying. It didn't seem like they were going out of their way to do anything special for that day. I will tell you though, it was crazy because the lines were so long from Tropical Hideaway, the stores, food. I mean, it was crazy how Disneyana had a line that just went back and forth and back and forth in front of it. So the lines were definitely crazy that day. Not too bad for the rides, but for a lot of the other stuff.
I just popped this up here because Brian and we hopped over to DCA because we heard they had a different guide map, but they were gone. But it's funny because I heard this is what happened on D23 day. D23 day? Yeah. Remember they were like, okay, get one map. They were like, really? And then at the end of the night, they found boxes and boxes of them. So they were like, here, take them. That happened again. They had a bunch at the end of the night, and they were just handing them out like. Oh man!
Well, so
I left early too, so I didn't get to.
Well, so before we get to the map, Justine, I want to address that. She was asking if does it look more like Walt in person? It does. Sitting far back, it looks more like him, but you can still tell that it's not quite him in the face. But definitely his voice. So I just want to answer that question since we already covered the Walt Disney Park. Now, I will tell you that I was trying to reach my goal of $8,000 that day for the CHOC Walk. And so I had said, anyone that donates, $25 or more, I will go on Tiana's and I will not complain. They give me whatever they give me, I will sit, including the front row. And so I went on it, and luckily I got several donations to get me to my goal. So thank you to all of my donors that did that. And while I was in line, I literally was ready to get on the next log, and they shut the ride down because it broke down. They started evacuating everyone off. Now, the thing was, I was going to be in the back row. So I was kind of like, whoo, up into the back row. And then they're like, ride shut down. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in trouble next time. Well, I went to the Walt Disney animatronic. Then I went and saw the birthday cavalcade. And then I said, for my last thing, I'm going back to Tiana's because I promised I would write it for the donations. And I get there, and the cast member says, how many people? I said, one. He goes, where do you want to sit? And I'm like, wherever you like to sit me. Back. No, just kidding. And he's all front row. And I'm like, oh man, I'm in trouble. So I get in the front row and I sit down, and I immediately thought, uh-oh, I put my stickers away, but I didn't put my phone away, my wallet away, and the map is inside my backpack. I hope that stays safe. Well, needless to say, I was drenched from head to toe from the first 2 drops, and I didn't get too wet on that final drop, but that first drop and then got me pretty wet in my backpack, pretty wet, and then the second drop that dips down and comes back, it was like watching Danny stream all over again in real life, seeing this wall of water come over me. It was so powerful. My stream actually stuttered for just a moment until I could get it back. And I was drenched from head to toe. I think the only part of me that wasn't drenched was like this maybe 1 by 2 inch area on my bottom of my, left side of my shorts. My backpack was so soaked, my map was destroyed. And I walked to the front of the park, hoping that they were still passing them out and I could get one, and they didn't. And then I want to send a special call out to Jennifer Bosole. She actually said, I was a former cast member there, and if you ask at City Hall, they might have some extra ones. So I left for hours, went and picked up my dad, brought him back to the park that night, and even waited until midnight before I went back to City Hall. And I walked up to the front of the steps, and the lady says, "How can I help you?" And I showed her my map, and I said, "I went on Tiana's, my map got soaked. By any chance, do you have any new ones?" And she goes, "I do." And she had a stack of them like this in her hand. And so she gave me a couple, and I said, "Can I get another one?" So I got one for myself. I got one for my dad, and Danny, I got one for you.
Yay!
So you got one, Danny. Cordy, did you get any?
I did get my one.
Yeah. Okay, good. But what I didn't know is they had one for DCA, and had I known about that, I would have asked about that one or gone over there. I was like, oh, yeah. So unfortunately, I missed out on DCA.
Yeah.
But I want to say special thank out to Jennifer, because she hadn't suggested it, I wouldn't have known to ask or even think about that. I thought it was done, but I'm very grateful because, I walked out that day going, well, it was a collectible item and it was destroyed, but I did it for the kids and it was worth it. And hey, good fortune shined on me later, and I was able to get a new map for myself, my dad, and Danny. So very good. Wait. Sorry. I didn't mean to click off that. But Barbara said, Bob, how thoughtful. What was that? Now we know what's inside that card takes a 70th map. Nope.
Well,
actually,
I don't
know. Because you do need a map in there, right? But I didn't think about that because it's Izzo and Tom and Go and Shogi that had everything to do with what's inside that case. So I don't know. Yeah, crazy. Krista Joe says, we all felt that Bayou water wave when it hit Bob. Yes, it was jarring. I will tell you, I was sitting there going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe. And the thing was, and I told everyone later, unfortunately, my gimbal is destroyed. So there went a couple $100 right there. All my cables were destroyed. Pretty much everything in my backpack was gone, except for I think I'm able to salvage my battery pack. So that's a good thing. But yeah, it was worth it. Thank you so much to everyone that participated. I guess I'm really glad though that didn't happen before I went to the opera house, because I would have had to sit in a seat, and that would not have been cool for the next person. Too funny.
Yeah, they really needed to put lockers in at Tiana. I don't know why they didn't.
Right? That would be a great idea, I think. Tom says, nope, that map is not in there.
Yeah, Bob, you need to just make sure that you carry one of these every time you go to the park, just in case you have to get on Tiana.
Yeah, I know. I definitely will start doing that. Cohen Shogi says, round of applause to the Park Streamers. You're lending a hand in the absence of one and doing it with a smile. Well done, y'all rock. Oh, thank you, Cohen Shogi. Yeah. Appreciate it. That is so cool. So that was my experience for the 70th. It was great. I'm so glad I got to take my dad back, and we had a wonderful time. So thank you, everyone, for coming to hang out with me, and thanks for hanging out with Cordy there, and for Danny the day before. The other thing that happened real quick, I know we're kind of short on time here, but I'll just call it out real quick and we can talk about that. And that is, let me bring it up. So they had the Starlight Parade actually was previewed on Saturday night, and then actually it was Saturday night, and then they started Sunday night. So that was really cool. Actually,
it was previewed a couple of nights, wasn't it?
A couple of nights, yeah, Friday and Saturday, and then they started on Sunday. So I've had the pleasure of seeing it twice on video, not in person, of course. I know you guys may have seen it as well. What did you guys think?
The floats are gorgeous. I do like the floats. They're, I mean, obviously, electrical parade style, but with today's technology, they just look amazing. The music, I don't know if it was just the audio on the stream that I watched, but Resort TV 1 usually has impeccable quality. So the music, I wasn't feeling it, but my thinking about it is that I know SpectroMagic was more of an orchestral style soundtrack. So I think maybe they were kind of leaning into that a little bit. And so if you grew up with SpectroMagic, you're going to like that aspect. It's going to kind of feel nostalgic. But I didn't really feel the music, have much energy or anything. And then I need to go back and look at the floats, but for some reason, the first couple of times that we watched it, because I watched it live and then I rewatched it again with Mrs. Casual, and the two final floats look very whimsical, like things are out of proportion and kind of stretched and curvy lines instead of straight lines,
right?
And the other floats before that didn't feel the same way. So I'm kind of like, did they have like two different people design it? It just seemed odd. But then watching it again, it's like Coco has a little bit of that kind of a feel, but I didn't catch that with the Princess float or the Moana float or the Blue Fairy. They didn't seem, they felt like they were slightly different styles for some reason, but that could just be like kind of overthinking it and whatever. But that was one of the things that stood out for me, was that the floats looked a little bit different.
Yeah,
they didn't feel like a cohesive, full, perfectly cohesive set.
No, I did
Cordy,
not.
did you see it at all?
No.
Oh, here it is. Let's blow it up here. So this was the parade. I got to watch it, and this is for Hope. Woohoo! I know she couldn't wait to experience it. Obviously, here you got
Is the train called Whimsy, and it's not Casey Jr.?
Correct. It's Whimsy. It's a brand new character, and it's not Casey Jr. And I don't know why they did
I'm
that,
out.
because when
That's just.
It is. It's called.
That's Whimsy. Like, hey, we got this other mouse. It looks a lot like Mickey. That's.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard this, but this is the Wish float, and they're already talking about redoing this float. They're talking about getting rid of her character. Apparently, when they started making this or designing this, years ago, and they thought they were going to have another hit on their hands with Wish. It wasn't. So the rumor is that they may take this and do one of two things. They may make it into Tiana's, because of the tree and the way it is. They could make it into like a Sleeping Beauty or Snow White. But yeah, it's rumored that they're going to be getting rid of the Wish character and redesigning the float a little bit to be more like whatever movie they're going to be showing. So that's interesting to hear. Apparently feedback has already gotten back to them about that. The cool thing though is that the floats do come to life. They look this is the Encanto one, obviously. They look like Starlight, and then they come to life, which is really kind of cool. And I do, like, you just saw the person with the butterflies walking around, but there wasn't very much. There's people in the background with diamonds that are walking around. Those are kind of cool. The floats do look amazing. I mean, look at them. They're very, really cool. But like Danny said, the music did not get me. I was expecting it to be like Paint the Night, where it's really pumping, going, getting you excited about it. It didn't do that at all for me. It was kind of just like, all right, well, floats are nice. That's really cool. So I was disappointed in that sense. I mean, the characters are great. The cast members doing it were wonderful. I guess I was expecting a little bit more, I don't know, excitement, enthusiasm to get me into it. And and the other thing that really got me, of course, here's some of the other princesses on their floats. When you get to the end, and we'll speed it up there. Oh, there's Tinkerbell. Peter Pan was cool. I like the Peter Pan one. That seemed to be a favorite with everyone. There it is. But this is, I'm going to go back a little bit further. This is Whimsy. So I thought it was Case Jr. I thought it should be Case Jr., but they decided to create a whole new character. Why they couldn't just stick with Case Jr., I don't know. But they had all the casts and characters here. And then there's one last little float after this, which is kind of cool because it has Jimmy Cricket. I guess they wanted to do the same thing like they did for Spectro Magic. They did a great job of animating it, but I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger. And I thought it was interesting how they chose, just certain characters to be in this. Like you've got Aladdin and Jasmine. You got, the characters from Tangled there. I kind of not sure why they weren't with the other float with the other princesses and princes. And then here you got Jiminy Cricket, and they did a great job animating this. This looks bigger than it actually is. But I thought it was going to be a little bit better. Some people are saying it was a little fast on the preview nights, the way it went by everyone. I didn't feel like it was too fast. I just thought it needed to be more exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, the music, but again, it's, I'm watching a video, sounds can sometimes be a little bit off, but like I said, I was watching Resort TV 1, and they're usually really good. So.
Yeah. Well,
I did find the diamonds really kind of an odd choice.
Boring.
The butterflies, when you see it and you do the whole, puppetry kind of look where you like ignore the performer, it looks really cool when you see the group of them, but it needed more. It's like the performers could have a costume rather than, blackout. So, and yes, exactly. They needed some dance troops. It's so weird because normally I'm like, whatever with the dance troops, with the dancers. But lately, like with Magic Happens and even the Better Together, the dance troops kind of become the stars, especially Magic Happens. Magic Happens,
I agree.
When you think about Magic Happens, you think of the dance troops, you're not thinking of the floats, which is really weird. That's how good the dance troops are in Magic Happens. They are the stars. Mm-hmm. Whenever you think of each section, you think of the dancers from each section.
Yeah.
And they could have this parade looks like it would have been a perfect one to kind of do the Magic Happens style thing where you go a little bit out of the norm and you go a little bit more, of a couture kind of a look, have some fun with it. And it's, but again, this is, opening weekend. So there's plenty of time for them to say, yeah, you know what, let's retool this. We're hearing the feedback and, let's make some changes and add some stuff or adjust some things. So give it some time and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But anybody else think it's weird that they debuted in the middle of summer?
Yes. Well, I mean, you thought they would have tried to. I think they're running so far behind. That's why they delayed it. But yeah, I mean, I expected them to do this before summer started, like in the springtime. It gets really hot, obviously, but they didn't. So that's just kind of the way it goes.
Yes. I was talking about it with Lorena Creole that, the 70th, a lot of the big stuff already had to debut well ahead of time, because if they wait till July 17th, it's like they've lost, almost half their summer crowd. And then at that point, they've only got a month before, okay, everything has to change to Halloween. So they had to debut it early, which is kind of weird because then it puts all of the, pomp and all the craziness and the excitement happens well before the actual day. And then when the actual day happens, everybody's kind of like, well, this is it. We've already had our fireworks, we've had our parade, we've had all the shows and all this stuff. And then it's like the day of the, thing. And even the Walt animatronic was supposed to debut way earlier. So had that debuted in May, there would have been almost nothing happening the day of
that is true.
the birthday. But it's because they want to have, as many people get to experience it, which makes sense.
Well, there was that, and of course, Small World debut.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. should we just mention a couple other things real quick before we end off tonight? And if you guys have any questions for us in the chat, go ahead and throw them in now. But they announced that prices are going up for certain items in Disneyland for food. That is, looks like some entrees now exceeding $13 to $15.
The chicken at Plaza Inn went from $19.99 to $21.99.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Dole Whip float went from I think $7.59 to $7.99.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of a bummer. But it's inevitable. It's bound to happen sooner or later. And then the other thing, real quick, that I'll bring up is this thing. They shared that the Fantastic Four will be coming on my birthday, July 25th, to Disneyland Park this Friday. So this is the preview of it, everyone. So that is coming.
And it's going to be at Disneyland.
Correct.
Yeah.
Florida,
You know,
yeah.
I'm so used to everything Avenger, you know, superheroes are always at DCA. So that I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well,
I agree, buddy. The casting looks pretty good. Daryl Chin had a couple of questions. Does Walt walk? No, but he does kind of stand up from leaning on the desk. He leans on the desk and then he stands up from there. And then the exhibit in the Opera House is not permanent, but it'll be there probably for quite some time.
Yeah. I think they said it's going to be 6 months before they bring Lincoln back. So it's a good chance that it'll be there for about that amount of time. And then once Lincoln comes back,
it'll probably be there. It'll be there probably for at least a year and a half, 2 years at the minimum, I would think.
Well,
in the like pre-show area, I think that's all going to stay for quite some time.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's my guess.
All right. So let's see. Do we have any questions out there? I saw one from Just Nita asking Go and Shogi, hey, do you have a website for your art? So you can answer that, Go and Shogi in the chat and let her know.
Are they suggesting Tomorrowland looks like the 1950s?
Yeah. That, I mean, it did fit. Like once I saw them come up, you know, Tomorrowland Terrace. Okay.
Well, and it's based off the new movie that's coming out, which is set in the past as well. So, but to be honest with you, I would be happy if they did Tomorrowland in, you know, in the retro 50s. So
I'm telling you, man, it's just such a no-brainer. Do the retro Tomorrowland for the daytime. Nighttime, it turns into the grid from Tron. It's not that difficult, people.
You heard from Theme Park Castle himself. There you go.
It all works together. It's so perfect. It's like the easiest thing. Because the grid doesn't even mean you have to adjust any of the structures. Because it's all going to be done with a little bit of lighting and some projection mapping. And you've got the grid instantly.
Yep.
It's like, come on.
Oh, and Gary A saying good night to everyone. So good night, Gary A. Thanks for joining us.
Good night, Gary.
Thanks for your support.
And you could do Electronica 2.0.
I wish.
Right?
I know.
That would be cool. Hey, we got Tron 3.0 coming out, you know,
I know.
at the end of this year. So that would be
Looks
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah,
Both me and
exactly.
Casual Junior are excited for it.
I wish they would show the trailers. Remember those extended trailers that they would show where Philhar Magic is?
Yeah.
That's a bummer they don't.
Yeah.
Well, they've got that theater in Tomorrowland. Why not use that?
Right?
Or that
Why
too.
not?
Yeah.
Show Captain EO again.
Cobwebs and
Nintendo Game Dude is asking, do you think we'll see Magic Key prices increase in the coming years while the resort goes through so much construction? Yes, they're still going to do it. They won't stop. Unfortunately, it seems to be I think the only thing would stop them from raising the prices if they started seeing a decrease in, you know, attendance. That's about the only thing I think that would stop them from doing it. You've got Walt Disney World and you have 4 theme parks, 2 water parks. It's cheaper to buy an annual pass over there than it is over here. And that's because they don't have as many people going to Walt Disney World. Now, granted, it's a lot easier for people to get to Disneyland than it is to Walt Disney World. But it just boggles my mind. However, they do have their parks closed a lot earlier over in Florida than they do over here in California. So that is a plus for us typically.
And
when it's
those great ticket deals here, right? Like there's so many people. I mean, I know, right? Even for Ariel, but like, a lot of people are buying those tickets versus a pass in this area.
Right.
Yep.
In this locale area.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, well, I'll go 3 or 4 times during the year or in the next.
We'll have
6
another
months.
one, right? They know it's going to
Exactly.
be another
And yeah.
Yep. Paul says, actually, Tomorrowland was open in 1968 style, and a Tron redo would work well. Brian Sevilla says, bring a Tron Regenerizer ride. And Spaceship Here says, I will be shocked if they market Tron areas in the parks. I think they will.
I think they will.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they do anything, like I thought it was great when they did Electronica. I thought that was amazing, even over at DCA.
Well, now with Tron 3, they've got all different colors to choose from because you could do the blue, you could do the gold, you could do the red.
Mm-hmm.
It's and it looks awesome. I love the look.
Yeah, Brian Sevilla says Inspire Keys are headed for 2K.
Yeah.
Shh, Brian, don't talk like that.
Yeah. I don't need to go there yet.
Well, he says especially when the Olympics are coming in 2028. So
yeah, the Magic Keys is going to be interesting just because it's really going to be the economy that's going to dictate what happens. Because they could go to 2000, but their fun little way to draw people back is, if you get this one, you don't have to have reservations.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it's like, I got to get the key again, and so they'll lure people back with those kind of things. But it's really going to be whether or not the economy can sustain people spending that kind of money on the keys.
Yeah. Again, the Game Dude says, I'll probably skip getting a key for the next couple of years. Ouch. Going back to Tomorrowland, Paul says there's Tomorrowland plan in place. There is one, actually. I think they're waiting to see the box office Tron 3 first. Depends. I mean, Tron Legacy did really well, but then when Tomorrowland, the movie, did poorly, they scrapped Tron 3 and they scrapped.
Well, here's the thing. They need to stop looking at the box office to determine what to do in the parks.
Right.
That's just the dumbest way to look at it. Just like, the movie wasn't popular. You're right. That's why we have Mr. Toad's Wild Ride as one of the most popular attractions in Fantasyland.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a big hit. Right. Okay.
I agree. So Chris Joe says Disneyland should have bring back Murphy for the 70th as a surprise. Maleficent in her dragon form is so cool. So here's a crazy thing, Chris Joe. My 2 contacts at Disneyland said when they were going to reopen Fantasmic last year, they said, hey, they're working on another Murphy, but it's not going to be out for another year. And I'm like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense because it's 25th or the 70th anniversary. That'd be great for 2025. And then about 6 months later, they were like, yeah, we're not really hearing anything anymore. And I'm like, well, why not? And they're like, we don't even know if it's coming back. So I stopped talking about it because at the time I had been talking about it. And they never brought it back. I don't know if they're worried about having another OSHA issue or what the deal is. I will tell you that, and Danny, Cordy, please chime in, but I'm so disappointed with Fantasmic. Most of my viewers don't care to see Fantasmic anymore. I don't get a lot of requests for it. They usually are running a, B or C version, or sometimes even a G version, which is crazy. They've had problems with the pyrotechnics. They're not doing as many pyrotechnics or using certain lighting, or sometimes, and this usually, counts on the Mark Twain, but sometimes they don't even have the cast members on the Mark Twain. They have them on the island. Maleficent's not always rising up, above. Sometimes she's just chasing Mickey around the stage, which looks really bad. So I don't know. Fantasmic is unfortunately just, it's a shadow of its former self.
Yeah. I don't even, Fantasmic doesn't even register as an option when I'm there.
I still go.
Yeah, for me, it's just I'm not, I don't wait for it, certainly. And I think the last time that I showed Phantasmic on one of my streams, it was we were walking by and I decided, you know what, we're going to just watch, and I just went back and forth while watching. I didn't stop for it. I just went from entry to Pirates all the way around to Mansion and then back, and I did that like I think 5 or 6 times. And when it was time, I was like, all right, we are going to try to time it so that we're in front of Pirates right when that last burst happens and be out away from all the crowds.
There you go. Spaceship Beer said Disneyland doesn't have an epic universe breathing down its neck, and that's true. All right. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I know we're like...
You guys are flying with those comments.
Yes, I'm going to get my plaque at my spot for Phantasmic.
To get a plaque.
I have my spot.
Oh, Pam Epson joined us. Hi, Pam. Welcome in.
Okay.
From the UK, by the way.
And where is it? Yeah, Queen and Jambalaya Jazz. They were good, but they needed to get a few different sets. It was like, good golly, it's the same songs over and over. After you watch them, 3 times, you're kind of like, okay, let's try something a little different, I mean, even the Dapper Dans, can vary their set from, show to show. That one, it was like same set every single time.
Yeah. And I do agree with you, Barbara Duncan. I mean, Phantasmic, it still has some great moments and some really cool, barges like the King Louis one. And obviously when Mark Twain, boat comes out with all the cast members, I think it's way better than the one they have in Walt Disney World. But unfortunately, just as a show altogether, it's not as good as what it used to be, unfortunately. So
good night, Devin.
Oh, night, Devin. Hope you have a great night. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, and Carol G, good night.
And good night, Carol G.
Thank you for a donation tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Actually, we should go back to our page real quick and see if there's any other donations. Nope.
And then I know we called out a few because we have Weird Old Man with member for 4 months, right? We did do that one. To the best 3 hosts ever. Go and Shogi gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. Go and Shogi.
Yeah, thank you.
5 memberships.
Slim Devin, member for 4 months. Much love, he says. Izzo's Place, member for 3 months. Park Streamers and CHOC. What a combo. Thanks, Belle. And then Slim Devin also gifted a membership. And we have 2 super chats from Go and Shogi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Slim Devin and Go and Shogi. Appreciate it. And everyone else for being members. We really do appreciate it. And we know that you guys want to see us out in the parks more and hanging out. And we do have something that we're trying to put together for August because July is just quickly passing us by here. But we'll do what we can. If we can do it at least once a month, that'd be awesome. But we got a lot on our plates and obviously, trying to do our own channels and Park Streamers. And right now we're doing Park Streamers every week for a few weeks because we are going to have another show next week with Zach, who's the AVP of CHOC. We do have a question from Venture Road Commission. Question: Park Streamers Hangout, will Bob wear gold glitter? What tapping shoes if you reach 35K for no?
I think he will.
No.
Hello,
no
my
Are you kidding?
Hello, my
Did
honey.
you not hear?
Wow. That's
Did
what
you
I
hear
want.
what Bricklin and Belle said? You need to wear comfortable tennis shoes when you're out there at the CHOC Walk. I agree with that. No tap shoes. Oh, and by the way, get this. So for most of you don't know this, but when I bought the glitter hat, it only comes in 2 sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. The small and medium is way too tight to fit on my head, and the large, extra large is way too large. And I asked the customer, what is the deal with that? No.
Yes.
So I went to Michael's today to go buy some foam that I can put inside the hat and wear it so it can fit on my head. I walked in, they don't have any. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No roll foam, no foam for a hat or anything like that. So I found some stuff off Amazon. I am buying it this week so that I can put it on there so I can wear the hat for 30 minutes.
You know, you
Oh,
could put
man.
taps on your tennies. You could just like. Well, now you need a cane. Now you sorry.
A cane, really? You know, I'm gonna sound like Han Solo. This deal's getting worse and worse. You know, by all means, Cordy, you wear the tapping shoes. Danny, you wear the cane. I'm wearing the glitter hats for a bit. Yeah, that's it. I'm good. No, so all joking aside, guys, just remember we are going to take this glitter hat that I'm wearing, and we're going to sign the inside of the cap for me, Danny, and Cordy with a silver or gold pin. And then we're going to raffle it off to try to raise a little bit more money for CHOC. So that'll come after the CHOC Walk. And I hope you guys will definitely participate because while I know it's become kind of a roaming joke with the whole glitter thing, and thank you so much for participating. But no, I will not be wearing any chaps that are glitter or pants or jackets or vests or anything like that.
I was thinking this too, but you said you ordered something, but yeah, a bandana would work too.
Bandana. I don't know if the bandana is thick enough.
Well, I was going to say he's trying to fill in some of the hat.
That would help the sweat. Everyone's like, "Ooh, I don't want to get that hat now." I'm just kidding. Too funny. But thank you guys. I really do appreciate your support. And I all joking aside, yes, I'm not real fond of this glitter hat. You know that because that's honestly true. But since stop laughing, all right?
Well, no, because I can hear this chorus like one singular sensation.
Okay, that's enough. I know. I'm picturing Bob in a do-rag. But it's for the kids. It is. Oh man. Seriously, I gotta tell you this. So I bought this thing and Bria's like, what the hell? Oh, sorry. She's like, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's a glitter hat. Well, who's wearing that? Me. Why?
So now he's a monocle.
She's like, seriously? She couldn't believe it. She was like,
oh my gosh.
No. Bob will reenact America Sings and sing Yankee Doodle.
Then Bob will look like Peanuts, the planter's man. So now he needs a cane?
No, I need a top hat for that. I need a top hat for that, okay?
The glitter hat's fine.
Yeah, the glitter hat's fine. This is a special case.
Wait, I'm trying to picture the peanut.
Just need thank you so much for your donation to our CHOC Walk Fund. Thank you so much also for donating to Belle's Brigade night, and I hope you have a blessed week as well. And everyone, please thank Justine again for her amazing support of the Park Streamers for the CHOC Walk and for Belle's Brigade.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Bob says, seriously, after 20 minutes of glitter jokes. It happens. All right. I don't see any other good questions in here. Can we? Other than glitter.
All these ones are dumb.
Who talks about glitter?
Funny.
Is it hot in here or is it just me?
Thinking about the cane and monocle, are
you? No. And it's not happening, people. Do not buy me one. Do not give me super chats for it. I'm not doing it. Bribe him with a Venti strawberry frappuccino. No. No.
We're gonna have to come up with something better, Krista Joe. We gotta get something. Think about that.
Well, we were just talking about them, Mr. Parks. They're not getting a dragon anytime soon. I don't think it's that they're too cheap. I think it's another reason that we're just not getting from them. So,
Can you throw the case?
Sorry.
Real quick?
Oh, sure. It's getting hot in here. Don't go there, guys.
No.
Oh, I gotta open this up.
That's for when Bob has the do-rag on.
2 strawberry fraps.
No, you can't even give me 2 strawberry fraps. Are you kidding me? Okay, so here we go. I'm actually going to see if I can blow this up a little bit more. There we go. So this is the actual case. I like this view because it really shows the curve on the case.
Yeah.
And again, remember, it's got 2 parts that you can actually see here. Look, so if you zoom in, there's like a top, a middle, and maybe the bottom. I don't know, or just top and the middle. But maybe it's just top and middle, because if we go back to that first picture here, you'll see that there's
latches that open the curved lid, and then there's another level.
Yeah, down below. So there's a top and a bottom. So just think there's something on both levels, right? That is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it only takes 1 donation to win. And again, it's $200 to either Danny, Cordy, or myself across all channels. So you could do. Justnita said, "Thank you for hosting, Miss Belle. She is adorable." You're welcome, and so thank you so much for joining us tonight, Justnita. But yeah, it only takes 1 donation, and if you donate like $100 to Cordy in California, then 25 to me, and 75 to Theme Park Casual, then there's your $200 that you've donated, and we'll be tallying everything up, and then we're going to do one big raffle. I'm not sure the date of the raffle yet. I think were we going to do it on the 11th, or are we going to do it a special one? I can't remember. Danny and Cordy, like, I don't know.
I was going to say, I think we'll have to figure all that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope you guys will take the time to donate, and even if you can't donate that much, please share out our link to any of us or our team members or the Park Streamers page. It helps us all out. And let's see if I can bring it up real quick. So let me switch. How come it won't let me switch? Let me stop sharing this, and I'm going to share this instead. Okay, so this is our CHOC Walk page for the Park Streamers, and these are all the people who are participating. You can see how much they've raised. We need to get Brian Civvy up to $125 and Tara North to $125. The last 2 people on our team that need to get there so that we can actually have them walk with us. So if you guys do want to donate, please consider donating to them or any one of our teammates. But we're definitely trying to get them up so they can walk with us, because we want all of our team members to be able to walk, and it's $125 that you need to raise for that. So, all right, let's go back here. There we go. I would like to be on the panel that night if possible, please, Tom says. Okay,
no.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Danny. Brian says, thank you. I'm so close to my goal. Queen J Ray says, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Queen J Ray is $10 away from 1,000, I believe.
Whoa. Come on. I know someone out there is willing to give $10 to Queen J Ray, so let's do it. Hold on. What's can we share her link out in the chat there? Let me get it.
And Krista Joe, the parking structure opens at 4 a.m. the day of the CHOC Walk. I believe they start letting people into Disneyland at 5. I think it was 5, or was it 4:45?
Into Disneyland, wasn't it already kind of light, or it wasn't dark out still?
Yeah, the sun had started peeking up.
Yeah,
but it still looks neat because you get to see Main Street with the sun rising. So that's kind of cool.
So I just put the link under Park Streamers there for Queen J Ray. If you guys want to donate the $10, get her to our $1,000 goal. And yeah, when we went, Danny and I were there at 4:30, and then it started getting light about 5:30, 5:40, I think.
Yeah.
By 6,
but we were already in the park
by 6
when the sun started coming up.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, we're starting early. Yep. Real early. And Queen J Ray says, thank you so much. All right. I think we are done with questions and Q&A and all that stuff.
And I got to get to bed.
You do, because it's
You're
late.
an hour late.
And I'm coming back from vacation, so it's going to be extra difficult to get up.
Oh. And
Yikes.
Tammy Delaney just joined in. She just got home. Hi, Tammy.
There you go.
Hi, Tammy. Cool. All right. Well, we hope you come join us. Where all the streamers are going to be streaming that morning. It's going to be very, very early for those on the East Coast. You'll be okay because it's like 9 a.m. when we start our live streams. But hopefully, I reached out to CHOC again today, Danny and Cordy, and they're still working to see if we can get on the front there. So more to come. But yeah, we hope to be on the front to show you Belle and the kickoff and all that stuff. So.
Wonderful.
And Tom says, night all, this was fun. Awesome.
It was. Thank you, Tom.
Says Urle Deling. Cool. And thank you, Tammy, for rewatching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good interview. Belle is a fantastic young lady.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're talking to her, you don't realize you're talking to a high school sophomore.
Mm-mm.
All right.
All righty.
Oh, do we want to say, and do you want to tell us when you'll be live?
Oh,
What?
We're saying goodnight.
sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm the host tonight. And all right, so we're going to wrap it up tonight, guys, and get things finished up. Cordy, would you like to tell everybody where they can find you on social media and when you'll be live streaming next?
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, my Discord, and Twitch, and hopefully Thursday, but it's a busy week for me, so if not Thursday, then Sunday.
Cool.
All righty. And Bob, Berry Place 28, where can they find you, and when will you be live?
You'll find me at the Glitter Hat. No, just kidding. You'll find me live on Berry Place 28 on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. And I will be back this Thursday night with my dad. We are going to have a blast. So come hang out with us. My birthday's on Friday, and I'm not sure if we're going to celebrate on Thursday night or Sunday. I'm leaning towards Sunday, but we're going to have fun this Thursday and this coming Sunday. So I hope you guys will come hang out with me and the Pops on Thursday and then Sunday to celebrate the birthday.
Awesome. And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and X, all of them at Theme Park Casual. I will be live for your usual favorite Wednesday night live stream from Disneyland that starts around 5 o'clock. So
awesome. Oh, thank you, Spaceship Ears. I appreciate that. Glitter. Wait, what? Glitter Hat? Yay. What? Are you changing my name to Glitter Hat 28? Yay? Oh, boy.
all righty. Hey, and thank you, everybody. Queen J Ray is now over the 1,000 mark. So thank you, everyone.
That is awesome.
All righty, kids. So with that, we will say good night, and we will see you guys at the parks.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye. Good night, everyone.
And join us next Monday because we have another Park Streamers Hangout.
Oh, that's right. Next Monday, Park Streamers again.